Welcome into KSLSports.com and Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of the 2022 5A State Championship Swim Meet. Dusty Litster and Paul Larson with you. We had a blast this morning with the 6A final. And now we welcome you into the 5A final. And Paul, this should be a lot of fun. We know on the boys' side, Olympus, we talked about yesterday, quite possibly the best boys swim team in Utah State history. And the girls' side is going to be very interesting as well. But we have records ready to be broken. Were broken yesterday. We've got some swimmers in their final swims that are legendary careers in the state of Utah. Tonight will be a lot of fun.
So it's going to be another great night of swimming. It's hard to not be out of breath already. And when I say the heat sheet is hot off the press, I mean it's hot off the press.
So we'll start first with the 100-yard IM relay. Probably 200-yard IM relay. In lane number 1 is Box Elder, and that is Waylon, Nelson, Hodgkinson, and Dixon. In lane 2 is Salem Hills, and Graham, Nelson, Lene Nelson, and Eva Nelson, and Olivia Stout. In lane 3 is Maple Mountain with Christensen, Perrins, Cook, and Bassett. Lane 4 is Conwood, Alonso, Gonzaga, Talbot, and Cole. In lane 5 is Brighton, Zarias, Kilkenny, Tho, and Nye. And Bountiful in lane 6 with Fenwick, Duke, Miller, and Tippett. In lane 7 is Woods Cross with Hall, Holzner, Kamau, and Neuenschwander. And in lane 8 is Timpanogos and Harris, Countram, Murdoch, and Reiser.
So we have a very even field in the breaststroke. Lane 6, that's Bountiful's Sadie Duke, the senior, with a lead for Bountiful.
So lane 6 in the butterfly is Jalen Miller. And great underwater here in lane 2 as well. You got lane 5 just below her, and that is Taylor Tho. So we're tied going into the freestyle. Starting from the top to the bottom in lane 7. That is Haley Neuenschwander. In lane 6 is Lonnie Tippett. In lane 5 is Amy Nye. Lane 4, Lily Cole. Lane 3, Addie Bassett. And in lane 2, that's Olivia Stout. And it might be lane 3. We'll call lane 4 on the swing.
No, it's 3 by
it is
7 100s.
Addie Bassett.
Addie Bassett brings it for Maple Mountain for the consolation win. Lily Cole splits at 25-1-2. A nice split by Lily, the senior.
Now to the championship final. In lane number 1 is Springville, Brinley Waite, Lily Brower, Ellie Boyer, and Madeline Maccabee. In lane 2 is Spanish Fort, Coco Riding, Maddie Parker, Caitlin Thomas, and Mara Erickson. In lane 3 is Timpview, Annie Richner, Annie Robinson, Kate Richner, and Marin Kelly. In lane 4 is Skyline, Allison Sweeney, Lucy Johnson, Jade Garstang, and Rachel Dalton. In lane 5 for Olympus is Taylor Hooten, Madeline Morin, Malia Matsumori, and Eliza Arbiseth. In lane 6 is Park City with Lauren Biglow, Lauren Greenwell, Abby Dietrichson, and Sophia Dunich. In lane 7 is Wasatch, Anna Brogdon, Emerkin Brooks, Jaden Haynes, and Ellie Ferguson. And in lane 8 from Dumont is Reese Allen, Malin Howe, Elle Decker, and Sarah Spengerberg. Skyline, the fastest qualifying team. As we're underway in the championship heat. And a great start in lane 5. Andrea Zarias had a terrific start, great underwater here on the backstroke. She was nearly half the length of the pool underwater. And she We'll give off to Lucy Kilkenny. And then in lane 3, that is Maple Mountain, or pardon me, lane 5, that was Taylor Hooton, given way to Madeline Moore. And in lane 3 is Timpview's Annie Robinson in the breaststroke. But it's a terrific split here from Madeline Morin from Olympus.
So 26-4-1 for the backstroke. And Madeline's got a 28-7-2, a fast split there for the breaststroke.
And that brings in Malia Matsumori into the butterfly.
The rest of the field 30+.
Skyline's Jade Garstang going to try to track down her club teammate, and Malia Matsumori. Malia will give off to Eliza Arbiseth, and she will try to hold off Rachel Dalton. It's about a body length lead as we're turning at the 25. Eliza's got her work cut out for her because Dalton's on the charge. Halfway back on the last 25.
Can Olympus hold
Eliza
on?
Arbiseth with 10-yard swings and just gets it for Olympus. A second off of state record pace. But just holding off Skyline is Olympus. Rachel Dalton put in a terrific effort, couldn't come up with the steal, but it's Olympus taking the first gold of the night.
Just 5/10 off, but a nice win by Timpview too in third place. With the Richner sisters.
Coach Rose got to feel good. Dave Rose, the grandfather of the Richner sisters at Timpview. He's had that same seat for the last 3 years, the state meet. So now we go to the boys championship. In lane 1 is Murray, that's Holmberg, Morris, Hughes, and Gale. In lane 2 is Bountiful, Orm, Duke, Gunn, Monson. Lane 3 is Provo, Johnson, Ibarra, Weichman, and Okawa. In lane 4 is Brighton, Taylor, Fillmore, Smith, and Doyle. Lane 5 is Woods Cross, Chomjack, Chamberlain, Chomjack, and Hunter. In lane 6 is Alta, Tasker, 2, Smith, and Hanson. In lane 7 is Highland with Wright, Murakami, Mayetta, and Vorwaller. And in lane 8 is Springville, Anderson, Ruiz, Jefferson, and Hauser. Great start in lane 5, but it's lane 3 coming out of the water with the lead, Luke Johnson. And Johnson gives off to Ludwig Ibarra. So lane 3, Ludwig Ibarra, a freshman. But great underwater here on his breaststroke. Lane 5 is Justin Chamberlain giving chase. In lane 4 is Parker Fillmore. But it's still Provo with the lead as Phil Weichman comes into the pool. Into the butterfly. Lane 4. That is Brighton's Parker Fillmore, or pardon me, that is Gavin Smith. And Smith has taken a lead here for the Bengals. So Smith will hand off a lead to Drake Doyle. And Doyle is eating up the water here in his 50 split.
Yesterday, the Bengals were 141.89.
So it will be Doyle. The question is who's second here in this B final. As Doyle comes in at a 140.43. And then Provo at a 141.56. Bountiful to 142.04.
More than 1 second faster by the Brighton Bengals today for that consolation final. Okay. Next is our first big race of the night with the boys final. The Olympus boys broke the record in each relay they swam last night. Will they do it again tonight? Could such a feat be possible? It all starts with this first relay.
Hey.
We have the same lineup for this relay as they did last night.
As Kevin Garnett coined in 2008, anything is possible.
First, we'll have the presentation of the medals for the girls. So your champions, Taylor Hooton, Madeline Moran, Malia Matsumori, and Eliza Arviseth from Olympus High School. Okay. And there they are, waving to your camera. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. So now as we move on to the next event, that is the boys 200-yard medley relay in lane 1, Park City, Fiscus, Yoke, Rona, Hardy. Lane 2, Wasatch, Orr, Hicken, Staples, and Webb. Lane 3, Spanish Fork, Garcinecki, Nilsson, Phelan, Hansen. Lane 5, 2, Scamus, Springmeyer, Williams. Lane 6, Lehigh, Broadhead, Smith, Pendleton, and Bergstrom. Lane 7, Timpview, Honey, Matsu, Whitney, McFarland. And lane 8, Cottonwood, Loken, Salisbury, Anders, and Lewin. And our top qualifier setting a new state record and an All-American consideration time of 1:34:08. Olympus, Garza, Sink, Turney, and Connor.
We will have the scoreboard up in just moments. Got knocked out, so we'll get that fixed. But watch this terrific Olympus relay. It's going to be quite something else.
Out quick. Lane 6, that's Bryce Broadhead with the early lead. Olympus with a split of 24.79. That's 1/10 slower than yesterday. Broadhead with the quickest split of 24.12. But now in the water is Bridger Sink in lane 4, taking the lead. Lane 6, that's Bridger Smith Sink with a 25.40. That's 0.4 faster than yesterday. So Alexander Turney with it way out ahead now with a split of 22.0. He did a 22.04, so he's a little bit quicker. So they are 0.4 ahead of what they were yesterday.
And here comes Ian Connor.
Ian Connor did a 21.46. They are on track to go sub 134.
134.08's going down. 133.64. Olympus absolutely smashes their own record. I mean, they're smashing it, and then they're just taking an absolute sledgehammer to it.
Second place Skyline with a very respectable 136.16, followed by third Timpview with the 139.01. Bit of a surprise, qualified sixth, but sneak in there for a medal. They podium.
I'm going to apologize for you're going to see some production live, and I apologize about that, but our camera got knocked off and had to reboot it and pull it back in, so I apologize. We'll get that cleaned up during the break after the 50s. But anything's better than what it looked yesterday, so trust me, we saw some complaints. We weren't immune to that or oblivious to the issues. Couldn't fix it on the fly yesterday, and today everything going great, got knocked off, so. As we get ready for the 200 freestyle. In lane number 1 from East, Lainey Bell. Lane number 2, a senior from Wasatch, Ashlyn Hick. In lane 3, a sophomore from Orem, Layla Lawson. Lane 4, a sophomore from Skyline, Becca Bringard. Lane 5, a sophomore from Viewmont, Gabby Henry. Lane 6, a sophomore from Springville, Madeline Maccabee. Lane 7, a senior from Wasatch, Lauren Snyder. And in lane 8, a senior from Mountain View, Kaylee Barr.
And so first to the wall at the 50 is Gabby Henry from Viewmont. Lane 5 with a half body length lead, followed by Becca Bringard from Skyline in 4.
So lane 4, lane 5. It is Gabby Henry. Going to the 202 from yesterday.
These girls would love to go sub 2 minutes.
Gabby Henry with a
129.45, so she's going to have to pick it up to break 2 minutes, but Becca Bringard trying to stick with her down to the last 25. A nice turn by Bringard.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's breathing every other stroke.
And they'll come down this finish, big swing to the wall.
And it is Bringard with a 2:00.47 and a 2:00.76, followed by Madeline Maccabee from Springville.
So we'll break to award the men's 200 freestyle, or 200 individual medley relay.
Yes.
You'll see the results. I think we're going to keep this design when I get everything done after the... we tried to do something new. I would have blocked it. It was part of our issue, but then the camera got knocked out. So over-explain ourselves through the broadcast, but we'll always look good. But again, that 200 IM relay. Always like, as you know from running meets, herding cats.
Yes, and
especially
guessing
relays.
There may have been, I'm not sure if there, yes, there was not one, but two, and Timpview did not make the podium. They were disqualified. That is a tough disqualification. After they qualify in 6th place, have a tremendous swim in a 139. They dropped
most likely
2
early
seconds.
Takeoff, right?
They dropped 2 seconds and then ended up.
So Spanish Fork. We'll give it to Olympus. They went 3 for 3 last night. I joked with McKay, because you and McKay did that last night. I said, you think they can go 6 for 6?
So Spanish Fork does end up on the podium with a great swim with the... So there it is, Spanish Fork, Skyline, and your top team, Olympus, of Garza, Sink, Turney, and Connor, with an All-American consideration time, a new state record of 133.64. What a great swim. And now for the championship final of the women's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 1, that's Meg Harris from Wasatch. Lane 2, Gretchen Lane from Park City. Lane 3, Audrey Bradley from Brighton. Lane 4, Hannah Sasavarich from Brighton. Hannah's in lane 5. Lane 6, Avery Bolke from Provo. From Payson, Savannah Etel, lane 7 from Provo. And Sage Patterson, the senior from Bonneville, in lane 8. And turning first is Maddie Parker in lane 4. With your top seed time, Maddie's out in a 25.87.
Well, Maddie went a 1:55.51 yesterday. See what she goes out in.
Maddie is suited up today.
I mean, there was only a 2-second difference between she and the next swimmer coming in, and
but Maddie's out in a 53.74, so a nice split for Maddie. Remember, the record in this is an old one. Amanda Barrett for 50.32. The All-American consideration time is a 150.57. So Maddie Parker, the junior from Spanish Fork, at the 150, splits a 123. The not exactly filling it. That's looking like a 153.
Well, and Hannah Sasavarich is picking up piece by piece here and take the final turn.
So Maddie has the win in hand, but is not going to be in the rarefied air of the All-American consideration. But for third place out of lane 2, a strong swim by the freshman from Park City, Gretchen Lane, having a great swim.
And it is Maddie Parker coming in at 153.18, Sasaverovich at a 155.86, and then the freshman Gretchen Lane at a 158.21 coming in third. So now into the men of the B final. In lane number 1, a sophomore from Highland, Asher Vorwaller. In lane number 2, a sophomore from Murray, Zach Richter. In lane 3, a freshman from Brighton, Drake Doyle. In lane 4, a junior from Skyline, Adam Sinclair. In lane 5, a sophomore from Olympus, Will De La Garza. In lane 6, a senior from Timpview, Isaac Samft. In lane 7, a freshman from Springville, Easton Mauser. In lane 8, a junior from Skyline, Harper Brace. Wonder how many times he goes and swims in club and someone calls him Bryce Harper. Sinclair with the fastest time yesterday, 146.82. De La Garza was a 146.95.
De La Garza starting out the meet fast with just completing the relay, just been on the podium, and now he's back in the water again. He's had a busy...
Just a quick warm down.
So, for the sophomore...
Well, we're flipping in unison here, 2 through 5.
The rest of that Olympus relay, well, 2 seniors and then the junior Ian Connor.
De La Garza maybe with just a slight event, maybe not. Lane 4, Adam Sinclair, the junior from Skyline. We'll hit the midway. Apologies for things we can't control. One is that you're going to have that glare coming on that corner. Can't fix that. And so we'll try to keep you to know what's going on there at the end of lane 7 and lane 8.
It's where the sun is.
Adam Sinclair with the flip and still with the lead. Actually, look at lane 2. Zach Richter, the sophomore from Murray. Giving a bit of a push as we have the final 50. And it's De La Garza.
Out in about a second quicker than yesterday. They went 146s. Could they hit 145 today?
De La Garza and Sinclair.
They're pushing one another. De La Garza just had an All-American consideration relay. He wants to follow it up with a consolation win.
And he says Olympus is Region 6. He takes the B final with a 145.54. Sinclair to 146.15. Zach Richter to 147.99. As we'll get ready to award.
Significantly faster times by all. Zach Richter drops more than 2 seconds. And there they are. The women 200-yard freestyle. And waving to the camera. And up next is the championship final for the men's 200-yard freestyle. Lane 1, Alexander Stewart from Skyline. Lane 2, Matt Quackenbush from Olympus. Lane 3, Talon Coons from Payson. Lane 5, Logan Brown from Highline. Lane 6, Bryce Broadhead from Lehigh. Lane 7, Braden Scott from Cedar Valley. Lane 8, Isaac Ridge from Alta. And your top qualifier from the Brighton Bengals with a 1:43.61, Danny Detchen.
Danny, the future Air Force Academy Falcon.
And with the start of his final 4 swims of his high school career.
I don't want to put any pressure on him, but his future Air Force teammate took care of the 200 and 500 and took home the swimmer of the meet.
Yes. So Caitlin Andrus in 6A also committed to Air Force with All-American times.
This is a tight heat, though. This is a tight championship. Danny went a 1:43.61. The Coons and Brown both went 144 points, and all of that, Quackenbush, Coons as well, and then Broadhead.
Danny out in a 23:55. That's 7/10 faster than he was yesterday.
Of course, he's a senior rep for Utah Swimming, for USA Swimming.
He is the senior athlete rep, has done an outstanding job, had a leadership summit, leading the athlete committee, contributing to the board. Out in a 49.1 compared to a 50 yesterday, so he's about a second ahead of yesterday.
Well, Danny has the lead, but he is being pushed just below him by Talon Coons, a junior from Payson. Detchen maybe gave himself a little bit more space there off that wall.
So with a 26:35, he's got the fastest split. He's on track to do a 1:41. He'd like to bring it back in a 25.
So
kick those legs in.
Here comes Danny Detchen looking for his first
Talon Coons from
championship swim. Detchen into the wall. And it's Danny in with a 1:41.72. Ahead of Talon Coons at a 1:43.25. And how about this in lane 1? Alexander Stewart, the 1:44.09.
Yes. So a great swim coming from lane 1.
Been around Danny's family for quite some time, and so I'm sure the Detchens are pretty fired up right now.
So a great swim, 1:41.72.
So now we head to event 5, the women's 200 IM. In the meet final, lane 1, a junior from Highland, Madeline Harward. In lane 2, a junior from Alta, Kate DeGaring. In lane 3, a senior from Highland, Grace Humbert. Lane 4, a sophomore from Cottonwood, Odessa Talbot. Lane 5, a senior from Wasatch, Isabel Moulton. Lane 6, a sophomore from Brighton, Lucy Kilkenny. Lane 7, a freshman from Salem Hills, Lene Nelson. In lane 8, a sophomore from Wasatch, Emerkin Brooks. And we are not clear for flyovers. But again, congratulations, Danny Detchen, first state championship. You got him and Jan Dvorsky been working hard for for this meet for today. So congratulations, seizing your moment. As we're tied it here in lanes 4 and 5 on that first turn. Lane 4, Odessa Talbot. Lane 5, Isabel Moulton. Into the backstroke. It is still Odessa Talbot, the sophomore from Cottonwood. Cottonwood been quiet in this meet. We talk about teams having to rebuild. That's certainly Cottonwood after all the talent they've had. As Odessa takes that turn into the breaststroke.
Ahead of her pace from yesterday.
Talbot yesterday went 2:15, 2:15.69. And Talbot's breaststroke getting tightened up here. Here comes lane 5, lane 6. Lane 3 as well. Lane 3 is Grace Humbert. Lane 5 is Belle Moulton. Lane 6, Lucy Kilkenny. Into the freestyle. Can Talbot hold on here in the B final? Because here comes lane 3, Grace Humbert.
And Isabel Moulton from Wasatch in 5.
But a great job by Odessa Talbot. Finishes strong. She punches the wall. No need for a fingertip touch. Just punch it. Finishes it off. And it's a 2:16.11. As Talbot takes the B final.
So Danny Detchen, your champion. That's back-to-back wins for Danny. He was your champion last year also with the 141. Says a 141 again this year. Talon Coons was 4th last year, moved up to 2nd. So your championship boys. And there they are. Okay, and now for your championship final in the women's 200-yard individual medley. In lane 1, Elaine Liu from Skyline. Lane 2, Kaya Lawson from Olympus. Lane 3, Veronica Black from Highland. Lane 3, Annie Richner from Timpview. Lane 6, Kathleen Richter from Murray. Lane 7, Nohea Kamau, Woods Cross. Lane 8, Lauren Greenwell, Park City. And your top qualifier from Olympus, the senior, Colleen McWilliams.
You know what I say, Paul? Never count out Colleen McWilliams. She had a great summer. We saw her senior long course state, and she was going up against a bunch of collegiate swimmers. And Colleen, they couldn't get her. They kept thinking they were going to get her, and they couldn't get her.
So
Colleen comes in, as you mentioned, with the fastest time of 2:08. That's a 3-second advantage against anybody else in the pool.
I mean, her time 2:08.31 is the identical time she went in finals last year.
So McWilliams makes a transition to the back. We've got a tight group everywhere else on the pool. McWilliams pulls away just a little bit, but everyone else is at 2:11, 2:12. across the pool. So battle for second will be something else, as it already is. So McWilliams in the lead. It's lane 3 and Veronica Black. Lane 5, Annie Richner. And then Kathleen Richter. And then you got to also look out for Nohea Kamau up there in lane 7.
So Colleen out in a 58.07. That's 1 full second ahead of yesterday's time.
And Colleen with more of that traditional breaststroke, not the Adam Peaty stroke we saw a lot in 6A. Well, come on,
Veronica
lane 3.
Black, the freshman from Highland, trying to stay with her.
And she's pushing strong as we go now to the freestyle, down and back here for Colleen McWilliams. As Veronica Black, as Paul mentioned, the freshman, is pulled away for second. Koma'u up in lane 7, making a push. Also down in lane number 1, that is Elaine Liu.
From Skyline, the freshman from Skyline. And then a real race between 5, 6, and 7 all together.
McWilliams comes in at a PR 207.13. Veronica Black comes in second, 209.58. And look at that, Elaine Liu from Skyline, 210.75. It is an all Region 6 top 3. And Kama'u comes in 4th. So now we go to the men's 200 IM. And lane 1, a freshman from Cottonwood, Bodie Anders. Lane 2, a junior from Jordan, Ethan Levitt. Lane 3, a senior from Skyline, Jacob Bishop. Lane 4, a junior from Skyline, Nicholas Scams. And lane 5, a junior from Park City, Ralph Fiskus. Lane 6, a senior from Jordan, Isaac Brockbank. Lane 7, a sophomore from Olympus, Owen Hartman. And in lane 8, a sophomore from Viewmont, Eric Chamberlain. Fastest time in this heat, a 2:00 from Nicholas Scams.
Scams would love to break a minute. His fastest time this year was a 00.48. Out
Strong
fast
start
is in
lane
lane
6.
Isaac Brockbank from Jordan.
Now we go to the backstroke, and it's lane 8. Eric Chamberlain, the sophomore from Viewmont, giving a bit of a push.
And lane 1. Lane 1, that's Bodie Anders.
Bodie
The
Anders,
freshman from Cottonwood.
his brother Martin, a very good breaststroker. As we now go to the breaststroke, and it's still Brockbank up in lane 6.
Anders trying to hang in there from lane 1. And in lane 4, here comes Nicholas Scamness.
So lane 1 is Anders, and we'll keep you informed on that. It's hard to get our angle onto that, but it's still lane 6 and Brockbank, as Anders is giving chase, and it's also lane 4 coming on. And Nick Scams.
Hitting the wall first is Scams, followed by Brockbank, and then Jacob Bishop from Skyline in lane 3.
But it's this first 25 in the freestyle. It's Brockbank coming back on Scams. They turn almost identically. Scams might have had just hundredths on him there. Is on the way home in the B final. It looks like Scams getting a bit of a lead. Here comes
6.
Anders on the outside, but it's Brockbank as well. As we come into the wall, and it is Scams, Brockbank, Fiskus, Jacob Bishop in lane 3, and then Anders.
Scams with another 2:00. So again, your top three there, Elaine Liu, the freshman from Skyline, squeaking in from lane 1 with an impressive 2:10. Veronica Black, the freshman from Highland, with the silver medal. And then your champion for 5A 200-yard individual medley, Colleen McWilliams, with a 2:07.13. Colleen, the senior leader from Olympus. Thank you. And now for the championship final of the men's 200-yard individual medley. In lane 1, Abe Astle, Olympus. Lane 2, Sean Honey, Timpview. Lane 3, Caleb Phelan, Spanish Fork. Lane 5, Evan Van Brockman, Olympus. Lane 6, Lucas Kill, Skyline. Lane 7, Robs Barton, Jordan. Lane 8, Bridger Smith, Lehigh. And your top qualifier was Ian Connor, who had a best time in prelims yesterday with a 1:54.89. But let's face it, Evan Van Brockman kind of cruised it in prelims yesterday. He's not going to cruise it tonight. So we will see much more than a 55. He's been just under 148. He's been 147 high in a USA Swimming
Van Brockman
national meet.
And I wonder if last year when you got to swim in that Las Vegas Invitational, that was a learning experience for Evan. You got to see a different level. And he came back so much better next time we saw him.
Yeah.
Don't know if he feels that way.
So Evan out in a 23:43.
And he's got a sizable advantage into the backstroke, which is a good stroke for Evan. So it's Van Brockman, and then we're looking at lanes 3 and 6. There's Caleb Phelan in lane 3, and lane 6, Lucas Keel.
Caleb Phelan.
And Phelan can make a move.
Phelan had a best time yesterday of a 1:57. That's the fastest he's been in high school. Like Phelan's capable of a 1:55 or better.
So into the breaststroke here with Van Brockman.
Evan's going to win it, but it's anyone's race for second, and Phelan's trying to stay ahead on the breaststroke, having a great split. Evan with a nice 32, 123. That means Evan will be under 150, but Phelan has capable 126. He can be 155.
So here comes
possibly a 154 if he really brings it on the freestyle.
Van Brockman going to come in. Phelan trying to hold on for second place. As Van Brockman comes in at a 149.79. Second place still in doubt. Phelan trying to beat out Connor, and he does. So Caleb Phelan with a 154.47 coming in second. Ian Connor in a third. But it's Van Brockman a 149.79.
So the 149.79 is an automatic All-American time.
And a
new 5A state record.
Lon Gutierrez. You get Lon Gutierrez. You did pretty well.
Yes. And did he get Lon Gutierrez? He got Lon Gutierrez by almost 3 seconds.
He was right on Jordan Tiffany. You're going to go push Jordan Tiffany times. Evan Van Brockman, that's a great swim.
Evan Van Brockman with a new 5A state record and an automatic All-American time when adjusted.
Did we miss out on the PA? I think we might have missed that. It's an All-American
swim
time.
by Evan. So that's the first of his 4 swims tonight. That's going to be exciting.
So we go to the women's 50. In lane 1, Madeline Howell. Lane 2, Lily Cole. Lane 3, Jaden Weeks. Lane 4, Jaden Haynes. Then Weeks in 4. Kelly's in 5. Ferguson in 6. Isabella Williams in 7. And Holzer in lane 8. In this B final, looking like lane 4. We got pressure in lane 1 too. So there's lane 2, Lily Cole.
Lily Cole, the senior from Cottonwood.
Yeah, just
comes
beat out Sydney
with a
Weeks.
25-31. Nice swim for Lily, the senior.
And Malin Howe living up to the family name. Her sister swam at Woods Cross.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
So 25-5-2 by Sydney Weeks coming in second. A nice swim there. But lane 2 and lane 1 showing they can bring it.
Lane drops 3/10. Well, no, yeah, 3/10 of a second.
And now for the awards for the 200-yard individual medley for the men.
Let's go back to Van Brocklin, though. Breaks the state record. Long Gutierrez. I mean, if you don't know who Long Gutierrez is, who went to swim at Cal? Who swims at Cal? All-American swim at Cal. And you go break Long's record and knock him out of the record books in that IM. I mean,
yes, I'm
that
sure
is quite the achievement.
the coaches at Utah cannot wait for Evan to join the team. So Evan will be at Utah swimming next year, and looks very forward to being part of Pac-12 swimming.
And with the new state record, and also automatic All-American status because of the altitude adjustment, with a time of 1:49.79, your gold medalist today in the 200 individual medley from Olympus High School, Evan Van Brocklin.
So
Let's hear it for the gentleman making history in that last team, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. So the first of 4 swims for Evan. We're definitely looking forward to the next 3. So there they are, your men's 200-yard individual medalists. Great swim for Evan. Nice swim for Caleb Phelan. Caleb, the senior from Spanish Fork, with a nice 154. And Ian Crocker in 3rd place, still has 1 more year left as a junior. And now your championship in the 50 free. Patterson from Bonneville in 1, Gassman from Alta in 2, Robinson from Timpview in 3, Reiser from Timpanogos in 5.
And then Rachel Dalton, lane 6, a junior from Skyline. Lane 7, Ellie Dixon, a senior from Box Elder. And in lane 8 is Lavinia Trongoval, a junior from Timpview.
Sarah
about to start
Wall,
lane
your
1.
top qualifier, lane 4. She won a 24:35.
We flip in unison, coming on our way back. Sarah Wall has just maybe a smidge of a lead. Looking out for lane 5
Lane
as
5.
well. And Wall just
Yes,
outtouches Tyra Reiser.
24:12, 24:25, followed by Annie Robinson from Timpview.
Well, congratulations, Sarah Wall, the swimmer out of Park City. As we'll now move to the men's 50 free. So in lane 1, a senior from Woods Cross, Lee Hunter. Lane 2, a senior from Timpview, Sebi McFarland. Lane 3, a junior from Provo, Luke Johnson. In lane 4, a senior from Cottonwood, Aiden Salisbury. In lane 5, a senior from Brighton, Xander Nelson. In lane 6, a junior from Springville, Austin Mertz. In lane 7, a senior from Woods Cross, Abel Chomchak. And in lane 8, a junior from Skyline, Dashiell Springmeyer. So after these two heats, we'll have a 30-minute break. And look at that start in lane 6. Austin Mertz, the junior from Springville. It's the Springville Red Devil that holds the 5A record, and Cam Green, the swimmer at Harvard. Can he hold on here in the B final? Looking at lane 4. It is Mertz, just got him. Mertz, then Salisbury, and then Luke Johnson.
So Mertz with a 22.18, followed by 300s, Ada Salisbury with a 22.21. Nice swim for Aiden, the senior from Cottonwood. There in the women's 50-yard freestyle, that final heat, they finished just as they were seated. Exactly. With Sarah Wall, followed by Reiser, and then Robinson, all with 24s. So that's your women's. Now in the men's 50-yard freestyle final, as we look at those championship women's, they'll wave to us now. In our finals heat, in lane 1, Drew Sorensen from Skyline. Lane 2, Felix Karnasecki from Spanish Fort. Lane 3, Jaden Hicken, the senior from Wasatch. Lane 5, Ethan Astle from Olympus. Lane 6, Noah Williams from Skyline. Lane 7, Bruce Kim, senior from Skyline. Lane 8, Bridger Nilsson, the junior from Brighton. So Brighton in 7 and 8, Skyline in 1 and 6, 2 Olympus swimmers in the middle. The top qualifier, Jack Saber, with a 21.37. Jack won the finals last year in 5A. Can he repeat and defend his 5A championship? Jack split a 20.71 on the relay last night. So we know he's capable.
So Saber off that flip. Right underneath Saber is Jaden Hicken, the senior from Wasatch. Saber maybe getting a little bit of room, but here comes lane 5 and Ethan Astle. And it is Saber 21-18, Astle to 21-41. And then Jaden Hicken at 21-55.
So, 4, 5. But 8-5.
For the first half of the 5A championship meet, I don't know about you, but it's just flown by.
It did fly back quick. We need a break.
A 30-minute break at that.
So with that, Saber just laid down a 21-18. If he could go half a second faster, that means he could be in the 20.6 range on the relay split. We're going to award the boys here the 50 freestyle before we go to our break. But coming up in the second half, we will have the relays where we will see if Olympus can keep their streak alive of straight state championship All-American times, and combined with new state records in each swim, an unprecedented event. It looks like that it may be a few minutes for the results to go final. I see the referee heavily engaged at the scorer's table.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results of event number 8, the men's 50-yard freestyle. In 16 from Lewis Cross, Abel John Jack. In 15 from Tim Hughes, Setting and Carlin.
They're working on updating the scoreboard.
From Lewis Cross, Lee Hunter. In 12 from Skyline, Dashiell Springmeyer. In 11 place from Boa, Luke Johnson. In 10 from Cottonwood, David Salisbury. And in 9 from Springfield, Austin Burns. Following gentlemen, please report to the podium for your championship final winners. In 8th place, from Skyline, Hugh Sorensen. In 7th from Brighton, Bruce King. In 6th from Brighton, Richard Hilton. In 5th from Spanish Fort, Felix Zarnetti. In 4th from Skyline, Noah Williams. In 3rd from Wasatch, David Pickett. In 2nd place, the time of 21-41 from Olympus High School, Ethan Astle. And your 2022 men's 50-yard freestyle champion in first place with a time of 21.18 from Olympus High School senior Jack Saber.
So your top three on the podium, Saber, Astle, and Hicken. Again, Olympus goes 1-2. And there you have it, your top boys 50-yard freestyle winners.
5:32.
All right, set and ready to go out of the break. Dusty Lister and Paul Larson with you. Women's 100-yard butterfly. The final. In lane 1 is Elena Holzer. In lane 2 is senior from Skyline, Allison Sweeney. Lane 3, a sophomore from Springville, Ellie Boyer. Lane 4, a sophomore from Timpview, Ava Hansen. Lane 5, a sophomore from Skyline, Rachel Pan. Lane 6, a senior from Wasatch, Jaden Haynes. And lane 7, a senior from Wasatch, Isabella Moulton. And in lane 8, a sophomore from Olympus, Malia Matsumori.
So in this heat, it's close. They're at the 50. Ava Hansen trying to get a lead. That's the sophomore from Timpview. Ellie Boyer in lane 3 had a tough year. She's one of your leaders in Utah swimming. Been the junior athlete rep, taking over this month as the senior athlete rep. She's had some health issues, but trying to finish it out.
And a good swim in lane 4, lane 8, Malia Matsumori picking a push.
And I think it is going to be lane
Malia
8.
Matsumori.
It is.
Hey, she's got some grandparents, Doug and Michi Matsumori. I know they got to be watching this, good friends of mine. They got to be super excited. One, their last name gets said correctly. Secondly, they get a shout out on the stream. But how about a swim for the sophomore Malia Matsumori?
Yes, from lane 8, followed by second place in lane 2. Alana Holzer from Woods Cross. So third is Ava Hansen, the sophomore from Timpview.
Wow. Side up for the Matsumoris. That's awesome. Now we head to the championship heat. In lane number 1, the junior from Salem Hills, Maddie Graham. In lane 2, a senior from Woods Cross, Nohea Kamau. In lane 3, a senior from Olympus, Madeline Morin. In lane 5, a junior from Park City, Sarah Wall. In lane 6, a freshman from Timpview, Kate Richner. In lane 7, a sophomore from Cottonwood, Odessa Talbot. And in lane 8, a senior from Bonneville, Sage Patterson. And in lane 4, with the fastest qualifying time of 55.95, a freshman from Skyline, Jade Garstang. Loved watching her brother swim, Ryan Garstang, swimming at the University of Utah. And Jade, we saw her this summer. She can butterfly. And she's going to take it out in the first.
All-American consideration is a 55.49. That 2006 16-year-old state record for 5A is a 54.86. So Jade is out in a 25.41. This could be a special swim.
And just a freshman, Jade Garstang.
So she's just a freshman for Skyline.
Down and back on the return. Got some
great
work
underwater
to do. Again, Paul mentioned 54.49 All-American consideration, 55.42 automatic All-American. Into the wall at a 55.24. Consideration, she gets altitude adjustment. No altitude adjustment in that, but just off the 5A state record. The freshman Jade Garstang, 55.24, the state champion in the 100 butterfly. Coming to second, Madeline Moore from Olympus and Sarah Wall from Park City. What a swim by Jade Garstang.
A great swim by Jade Garstang, and I can't believe that those Utah State records are going to stand much longer with Jade now swimming high school. So just off it this year, but All-American consideration as a freshman.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, we have some other All-American swims.
He's getting in line with all these freshman girls.
But as a freshman, Jade.
So now we move on to the men's 100 butterfly and the B final. Lane 1, a freshman from Cottonwood, Bodie Anders. Lane 2, a junior from Box Elder, Roman Noel. In lane 3, a senior from Bountiful, Tyler Orm. In lane 4, junior from Skyline, Lucas Keel. In lane 5, a senior from Timpview, Elijah Whitney. Lane 6, a senior from Jordan, Isaac Brockbank. Lane 7, a freshman from Brighton, Gavin Smith. And in lane 8, a senior from Mountain View, Gage Tobiasen. And it's lane 4, Lucas Keel with the early advantage. Just Whitney coming strong into the wall. Whitney gaining more ground. Pretty even in this pool. Nearly every lane might have a shot at this thing. Depending on the underwaters and on the return. Whitney comes out strong. Whitney getting a little bit of daylight. And it will be Whitney into the wall, taking the B final with a 52-52. How about that? Gavin Smith in lane 7 going to 53-26 for second. Lucas Keel in lane 4 at third. And for Elijah Whitney, that's a second drop there.
Yes, so a great swim. And now we'll have the results for the women. So a nice swim for this freshman. So we have some exciting times ahead with Kate Richner, a freshman from Timpview, but the very impressive Jade Garstin, All-American consideration there for Jade Garsting. So with your All-American consideration, that is a truly special swim. Now we are excited for the men's. As we look at the women, they're going to turn and wave, and I'll give you the lane assignments for our men's championship final. These boys are exciting. So in lane 1, it's Josh Smith from Alta. Lane 2, Dashiell Springmeyer from Skyline. Lane 3, Alexander Turney, Olympus. Lane 5, Caleb Phelan, Spanish Fork, senior. Lane 6, Bridger Sink, senior from Olympus. Lane 7, Sebastian Roma, a freshman from Park City, the only freshman in the field. Lane 8, Augie Riley, junior from Springville. And your top qualifier, already an All-American consideration time, got his automatic All-American time in the 200 individual medley. That's lane 4, Evan Van Brocklin. He broke the Long Gutierrez record in the 200 IM, and he'd like to have it go away in the butterfly.
He's going after all lawn stuff.
He's trying to erase long.
So Van Brocklin in lane 4, in a 49-12 last night.
He was out in a 22.66 last night. Remember, he got jammed on his third turn. His third turn, he came in short. He came into that wall short. So
being pushed a little bit here in lane 2, or pardon me, lane 3 by Alex Turney.
So out in a 22.28. So out quicker by 0.3 seconds. So 0.3 faster.
Now let's see this turn here on the way home for Evan.
Yeah, it's still jammed a little bit. Not as bad as last night. Nice kick off the wall. Can he bring it through?
Van Brocklin, remember that time. 49-12, Evan Van Brocklin into the wall at a 48-15.
That is
a new state record. 5A record, knocking off Long Gutierrez. He's got 2 of Long's records today.
Yes, and that is an automatic All-American time. So they're 48.15, just off the Jordan Timpany overall state record that was done in 2020 here.
It's amazing. He and Jordan do it 2 different ways. Jordan Evan looks long and strong. And Jordan was so powerful coming out of the water.
But a great swim for Evan Van Broecklyn.
Just awesome.
That was outstanding. Second, Alexander Turney with a 51, and Caleb Veland also with a 51.43.
So we move on now to the women 100-yard freestyle. Think about swimming. You don't get to bask in the excellence for very long. So we move on to the 100-yard freestyle. In the B final, lane 1 out of Timpview, Marin Kelly. Lane 2 is senior from Woods Cross, Elle Hall. And lane 3, a junior from Timpview, Lavenia Trongaval. And lane 4, a junior from Wasatch, Meg Harris. Lane 5, a junior from Cottonwood, Lily Cole. Lane 6, a senior from Box Elder, Ellie Dixon. Lane 7, a senior from Highland, Eden Counterman. And in lane 8, a freshman from Provo, Caitlin Bonnet.
Remember Lily Cole? She snuck in and won the consolation heat in the 50.
She did. Trongaval come off that wall, but look at lane 1. Marin Kelly, senior out of Timpview. Had it just for a moment. Trongaval giving chase, but it's lane 5 as we get to the 50. That is Lily Cole.
The only split under a 26. She went at 25.99.
Coach Ron must have walked by her and said, hey, go get another B final. Well, flipping on the way home here for Lily Cole. Trongaval with a good underwater on this return. Here comes lane 4, Meg Harris out of Wasatch.
But Lily Cole had a best time yesterday and wants another one today.
Cole comes in at 54.86. Trongaval at 55.46. And then Ellie Dixon, 55.74.
And she does it. So
get her 2B finals for the junior. Gives her a lot to build off of in the club swimming.
Yes, it does. And there you have it, your boys 100-yard butterflyer medalist, with Evan Van Broecklyn taking his spot on the top of the podium. His teammate, Alexander Turney, both seniors. Third place, Caleb Veland, the outstanding athlete from Spanish Fork. And so is the boys turn to the camera. It's time for the championship of the girls 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Taylor Hooten from Olympus. Lane 2, Natty Alonso from Cottonwood. Lane 3, Annie Robinson from Timpview. Lane 5, Taya Reiser from Timpanogos. Lane 6, Hannah Sosaveric, junior from Brighton. Lane 7, Lauren Gassman, Alta. Lane 8, Rachel Dalton from Skyline. And in lane 4, from the junior from Spanish Fork, Maddie Parker, who won a 51.89 yesterday, unsuited.
As you mentioned, Parker, that fast time, 51.89. I was curious who laid off a little bit yesterday, if anyone.
Yeah.
Or Parker's just that much faster. She had a couple of seconds on the next closest qualifier.
So Parker was out in a 25.05 yesterday. The All-American consideration time is a 51.05 and a 50.19 for an automatic. So out in a 24.21 for Maddie.
So,
in second, giving chase is Taya Reiser.
now Taya Reiser, that senior out of Timpanogos.
With a good third turn. What can Maddie do?
Remember that time of 51.05 is a consideration time.
Hard to the wall.
She comes in at a 50.57. That is an All-American consideration. Just off the automatic All-American.
But that is a new 5A and a new overall state record, taking from her former club teammate Rachel Euler. But the Rachel Euler record goes down with Maddie Parker doing a 50.57. What a swim by Maddie.
And here I was asking if someone else is laying off. Here Maddie Parker's going to lay down. She's going to lay down a state record time. Congratulations, Maddie Parker. And she's got another year to drop that down a little bit more.
Yes.
So now we go to the men's 100-yard freestyle. In the B final, lane number 1, a senior from Box Elder, Ethan Ward. In lane number 2, a freshman from Park City, Keegan LG. In lane 3, a junior from Skyline, Drew Sorensen. In lane number 4, a senior from Brighton, Xander Nelson. In lane 5, a freshman from Skyline, Kevin Tu. In lane 6, a sophomore from Highland, Asher Vorwaller. In lane 7, a senior from Woods Cross, Lee Hunter. And in lane 8, a sophomore from Viewmont, Eric Chamberlain. We're tied here in the first turn.
These boys all had 49s and 50s to qualify.
Middle of the pool. Look at lane 1. Lane 1 is Ethan Ward, the senior from Box Elder. Has a lead at the 50. And in lane 8, that is Eric Chamberlain, a sophomore from Viewmont. Who had the better underwater? Lane 1.
But in the center of the pool, it's lane 5.
Ethan Ward giving pushers. Lane 5, Kevin Tu. And Xander Nelson.
49.49 by 2
100s.
100s over 2, 49.51. And in third place out in lane 8, that's Eric Chamberlain.
2200ths of a second separate the 3.
And that's 2 consolation wins by Lily Cole. She was not seeded first in either of her finals tonight, but she won her heat both times. So Hanna Sasha-Veric, an athlete representative in USA Swimming and a great swimmer for Brighton. So Taya Reiser, still a senior from Timpanogos, but Maddie Parker, the junior from Spanish Fork, with a new state record and an All-American consideration time. There they are, your girls 100-yard freestyle medalists. So now for the boys 100-yard freestyle in lane 1. Noah Williams from Skyline. Lane 2, his teammate Adam Sinclair, a junior from Skyline. Lane 3, Bruce Kim, a senior from Brighton. Lane 5, Ethan Astle, a senior from Olympus. Lane 6, Felix Carnesecchi, a junior from Spanish Fork. Lane 7, Bridger Nielsen, a junior from Brighton. Lane 8, Sebi McFarlane, a senior from Timpview. And your top qualifier, a junior from Cedar Valley, Braden Scott, with a time of 46.90. This could be anyone's race.
It's fun to hear the new schools. In that 6A meet, we're talking a lot about Mountain Ridge, and in 5A, maybe, hopefully, we'll start hearing more Cedar Valley. They say they're out in Eagle Mountain. That is not Eagle Mountain.
Braden Scott, the bright spot for Cedar Valley. Let's see if he can hold his #1 seed.
How about the start on the top of lane 7? Bridger Nielsen coming out of Brighton. Going off that wall comes Scott. Might have a slight advantage there in lane 4, but also lane 1 giving chase, Noah Williams. You saw what lane 1 did in the B final.
So it's some of Scott out in a 22.3.
That was a tight.
He was out in a 22.4, or a 10th faster today than he was yesterday. Can he bring it back?
Astle wanted something better out of that after the 50. He's got a chance. Ethan Astle giving chase
his
here.
Head down. He's a senior.
Braden Scott, Ethan Astle, who's got on the swing. And it's a tie. 47 flat between Astle and Scott.
So we have a tie as our champion.
Is there anything better than hearing the crowd on a tie? That's equivalent to a home run scream, man. That's awesome. Ethan Astle and Braden Scott give a moment to remember. Zarnecki comes in at 48.09. Because I was about to ask you how common, it is common, but the women's 50 free is tied overall with Fred Soul and someone else.
Yes, it's
and that was a tie in the same
heat. It happens.
Yeah.
But
so we move on to the women's 500 as we go to lane number 1, a sophomore from Springville, Madeline McAbee. In lane 2, a senior from Maple Mountain, Addie Bassett. Lane 3, a senior from Wasatch, Lauren Snyder. Lane 4, a freshman from Spanish Fork, Coco Riding. In lane 5, a sophomore from Olympus, Campbell Keller. In lane 6, a senior from Wasatch, Ashlyn Hicken. In lane 7, a freshman from Timpanogos, Raiden Harris. And in lane 8, a senior from Skyline, Rebecca Davis. Coco Riding had the fastest time yesterday from this group at 5:26.80. Amanda Barrett holds the record at a 4:56.
Actually, they didn't
update it from yesterday.
They didn't get this one updated with the 6A result. So that's Caitlin Andrus with her 4:55. No one's going to go that tonight, but
not in this one. Yep. And the 4:55 yesterday, the All-American time. It's also named the Swimmer of the Year.
Swimmer of the meet for the 6A championship for the women, and Jan Dvorsky, the 200 and 500 swimmer for the boys.
How about two
6A.
distance swimmers getting the swimmers of the meet? The two, we had the two second-place coaches, both West women's and Corner Canyon boys, both getting their first ever swim trophies.
Yes.
Podium on podium. And then those coaches both get it, Coach Jackson and then Coach Thurman. And then we had two distance swimmers, Andrus and Dvorsky getting the swimmer of the meet.
So there was a lot of first going on.
Well, I'll tell you what, of course, Maddie Parker just threw her name in there for swimmer of the meet with her All-American time.
Yeah.
Always got a counter and nearly went into the water.
Yeah.
Good hair, got that back. That young man was the first one in today.
We can confirm.
And you'll remember that. I remember. But right now it's lane 5, and that is Campbell Keller, the sophomore from Olympus. And then behind her, Coco Riding, the freshman, and underneath her, the senior, Lauren Snyder.
So here at the halfway point,
you know, the first swim heat I ever filmed was a 500. It was Katie Larson, and I'm getting really into it, and I realized there's 20 laps. Didn't know that before.
so lane 3 has picked it up. That's Lauren Snyder, from the senior from Wasatch.
Yeah, the senior. In her final 500 in high school.
But your leader is the sophomore from Olympus, Campbell Keller.
It would be interesting to know how many of these girls started swimming the 500 after seeing Katie Ledecky in 2012 and saying, well, I want to do that too.
Yeah.
She won the 200, and well, the 500 was that 2012 was the first one. So I know my 10-year-old said the same thing when she watched Katie this summer. Then she swam the 200 and was, Dad, that's real hard. So,
And then she found out that the 500 is actually a lot farther than the 200.
haven't broken to her yet. I'll the coach Ron handle that. As again in lane 5, Campbell Keller, a sophomore from Olympus.
Coco Riding trying to put a charge on now. So Coco Riding picking it up. But Campbell Keller with a sizable 3 body length lead. Here to the bell.
Here comes
lap.
the bell. 50 yards left here in the B final. Coco Riding was a second ahead on the times from yesterday, and now you see the effort coming to lane 3, Lauren Snyder.
Lauren Snyder trying to catch Campbell Keller. I think she's going to run out of pool because Campbell Keller on her last length.
And Keller had a little bit left in the tank to keep.
Snyder's going to have a
pocket.
sizable drop from yesterday.
Here comes Coco Riding in the final 50 to try to take second, and does. So Keller riding Snyder. .31 separated Lauren Snyder and Coco Riding. As we'll award the men's 100-yard freestyle, and we'll go to the championship final of the 500.
But 7-second drop for Lauren Snyder. Now we'll honor the men's 100-yard freestyle. So a tie for first place, Ethan Astol and Braden Scott. Felix Karnasecki. Felix. So there you have your boys 100-yard freestyle medalist. Now on to the women's 500-yard freestyle final. In lane 1 is Gretchen Lane, the freshman from Park City. In lane 2, Avery Bolke, freshman from Payson. Lane 3, Kaya Lawson, the senior from Olympus. Lane 5, Elle Decker, senior from Beaumont. Lane 6, Becca Bringard, sophomore from Skyline. Lane 7, Audrey Bradley, sophomore from Brighton. Lane 8, Eleanor Plant, freshman from Highland. And your top qualifier with a 5'11", the senior from Olympus, Colleen McWilliams.
And your top qualifier, lane 4, with a time of 5'11", the senior from Olympus High School, Colleen McWilliams.
We mentioned Colleen McWilliams winning 5'11",
Didn't have a whole lot of competition here in the women's 500-yard freestyle. The top swimmer in the 6A was also out ahead of the field with a lot of underclassmen here. This is a senior-laden field with 3, 4, and 5, all seniors. Colleen, the defending 5A state champion, she won a 5:05.94 in last year's state championship and won that by over 10 seconds.
In the early laps here, expect a little bit of push here from Elle. Dusty, please don't call me Ellie Decker. Her mom was so sweet. Came up and told me, Dusty, it's actually Elle, not Ellie. So Elle Decker out of Beaumont, a senior.
Out in a 57.79. We'll see what this third 50 brings and see if they can lock into a pace that they can maintain.
So Colleen pushing that out, and then lanes 3 and 5 is Kaya Lawson. And then Elle in lane 5, Elle Decker.
Colleen, the only one who's still holding a 30 point. It's a 30.97, but
So again, if you're just joining us, give you the lanes one more time. In lane 1, Gretchen Lane from Park City. In lane 2, Avery Bulkley from Payson. Lane 3, Kaya Lawson from Olympus. Lane 4, Colleen McWilliams from Olympus. Lane 5, Elle Decker from Viewmont. Lane 6, Becca Bringard from Skyline. Lane 7, Audrey Bradley from Brighton. And then Eleanor Plant in lane 8 from Highland. As Colleen has extended her lead. She had a 6-second lead on Elle Decker based on their times from yesterday.
So Colleen here at the midway point at a 2:31. Still holding 31s, where the rest of the field is at 32s and 33s. Lane 3 trying to stay just ahead of lane 5. That's Kaya Lawson, the senior from Olympus. Just ahead of Elle Decker, the senior from Viewmont.
Well, we've got a good one between Lawson, Decker, now lane 7.
Colleen, I believe, is headed to Colorado Mesa next year.
Which swimmer is that?
Colleen McWilliams
going to Mesa.
Colorado Mesa.
Going to hang out in Grand Junction.
A strong swimming school. Often comes to compete here in Provo against BYU. So I expect she'll see this pool again.
She needs to be smart driving through Wellington on our way to Grand Junction. Don't speed. Just stop at the Cowboy Kitchen. Elle Decker battling out with Audrey Bradley in lane 7. Well, in lane 6 as well, Becca Bringard. Colleen with more than a half of a pool lead here on the next closest swimmer, and that's Kaya Lawson, lane 3, Elle Decker in lane 5, followed by lane 6 and Becca Bringard, lane 7, Audrey Bradley. And now Kaya Lawson taking that lead. Well, her dad will be very proud.
So with the final 50.
And Colleen went 5:11 yesterday.
She'll be ahead of that today.
I'll be ahead of it today as here comes Kaya Lawson. And then Elle Decker gonna have to battle out for third with Becca Bringard, lane 6. But Colleen, Colleen at 5:09. And then lane 3 is Kaya Lawson coming at a 5:17. And then Gretchen Lane, you missed her in lane 1, sneaks in there from Park City. Lane 1 for us is blocked even for us here in the
freshman. Pool. And the freshman makes it in the top 3 with a 5:19, dropping from a 5:25, a 6-second drop from the freshman from Park City.
Gretchen Lane pulls a Katie Grimes.
Yes. An outside lane in lane 1.
Yeah, my goodness. So congratulations, Colleen McWilliams going to 5:09.
So back-to-back state championships in the 500 for Colleen McWilliams.
So now we go to the men's 500 freestyle in the B final. In lane 1 is a freshman from Brighton, Drake Doyle. In lane 2, a junior from Olympus, Miles Morin. In lane 3, a freshman from Springville, Nathan Anderson. In lane 4, a sophomore from Jordan, Robs Barton. Lane 5, a senior from Timpview, Isaac Sampt. In lane 6, a freshman from Springville, Easton Mauser. In lane 7, a freshman from Woods Cross, Amin Kamau. And in lane 8, a sophomore from Olympus, Colin De La Garza. Oh, we had a fall in. Usually don't see that in a 500 start. Let's hope we can shake that off. Young freshman, a little excited to get out today.
So just one senior in this B final, Isaac Sant from Timpview.
And Sant in lane 5. Again, lane 1's up close to the screen, lane 8 the top of the screen. In lane 4, Robs Barton, a sophomore out of Jordan, won a 4:52.49 yesterday. Missed the A final by 0.8 of a second.
So
in lane 1, giving us a good effort is Drake Doyle, the freshman out of Brighton.
So it is Robs Barton in the lead, followed by Svant and Nathan Anderson. Robs was well under with a 4:52, and Isaac Svant with a 4:56, but the rest of the field didn't break 5 minutes. Nathan Anderson, I know, would like to do that for the first time for the freshman from Springville.
We'll get that. We'll get the clock fixed here in just a second. Got bumped down away from us.
Yeah.
So just bear with us for a second.
We still have a number in the field that are on pace to try and break 5 minutes. Lanes 4 and 5 will be there. Whether or not anyone from the rest of the field can do that is still yet to be seen here at the 300 mark. So Robs Barton still holding 30 point, with the rest of the fields doing 31s, and Nathan is slowed to 32. It looks like he's not going to hit his 00 from yesterday. He'll still have 3 more years to compete the high school state championships.
So we got our board back up after getting knocked around.
So Robs Barton still leading. Will be hard pressed to reach his 4:52 from yesterday without a very strong
comes into the bell lap.
Last 50. 29.75, he's showing he's got some. If he can go at 28, he can get there.
It's Isaac Sant, the senior in lane 5.
He needs a 28 to match his time from yesterday.
So how about this battle for third place in the B final? Lane 7, 8, and 9. How about 1? Lane 1 actually has the lead.
Actually has
Drake
the
Doyle,
lead.
the freshman out of Brighton.
So Drake Doyle trying to improve on his time.
And Drake will come in after Sant comes in third place, a 5:01, nearly got below 00. So Travis Martin taking the B final of 452, Sampson at 458. Drake Doyle out of lane 1 goes a 501. As we will award the women's 500. And then we'll go on to the championship final. Danny Detchen coming up looking for the double.
So there they are, the women's 500-yard freestyle medalists. Now for the boys' 500-yard freestyle. In lane 1 is Elijah Witchley, a senior from Timpview. Lane 2, a senior from Olympus, Matt Quackenbush. Lane 3, a junior from Payson, Talon Coons. Lane 5, a sophomore from Skyline, Alexander Stewart. 6, a senior from Highland, Logan Brown. Lane 7, a junior from Park City, Ralph Fiskus. Lane 8, a sophomore from Alta, Isaac Ridge. And your top qualifier, the defending state championship for 5A, the senior from Brighton, with a 4:41.34, Danny Detchen.
Danny Detchen trying to match Jan Dvorsky in the 200 and the 500. I should check that. I think I misremember. Jan didn't win the 200. Won the 500.
He won the
All-American time.
He won the 200.
But he did win 200.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all blending right now. They're all blending, and then he won the relay.
So Alexander Stewart did make the final last year as a freshman for Skyline, but was 7th. Elijah Whitney made the final last year, who's in lane 1 from Timpview, the senior. He was 2nd. Danny Detchen won with a 4:40 at last year's final.
Well,
he wants to go under 4:40 today, that's for sure.
Got a lot of time in with Coach Todd Etherington.
Trying to stick with him is Alexander Stewart. So out in a 52.
And a good start on lane 7 as well. I mean, Ralph Fiskus, the junior out of Park City, putting in a ton of effort at the start of this thing.
So we'll see if Danny can lock in with a 27 pace or if it goes to a 28.
And what does he want to hit, Paul?
Well, he wants to be at least, I mean, All-American consideration, which would take a 4:38.10. So let's say that's the minimum that Danny wants to be at, is a 4:38.10. Now to get there, he's going to have to lock in at a 28 low.
At a what?
28 low.
Okay.
So 28.2, 28.3, something. 28.61 a little bit more than he'd like to see. He's right at where he was, just about 6/10 ahead of where he was last year, and just did a 440. He's got to be 28 low instead of that greater than 28.5. Trying to get that pace down. So here, coming to the midpoint, like to see a 217 or better. 217 high. So
sitting at that 28.
28.68. That's 28.68 twice in a row.
And you think after that
Like
third
to
one,
get a
you'd
less
probably
than
be locked in,
28.
right?
Yeah, would like to be under 28.5. He's going to need that if he wants to do a 438.
Comes in at 28.6. He's staying right there.
28.66, 210. So he's very locked in. He's locked in solid, but just not quite as quick as what I'm
Which
sure
would put him
Coach
at a
Todd would like.
439, 440, right?
Yeah, he's on a 439 pace. He can pick it up here at the end. He doesn't want to have anything slip to the 29 range. He wants to have 28.5 or better. 28.69. He's been 6'8", 6'8", 6'6", 6'9". I mean, that's as locked in as you can get. But now, with 150 to go, time to kick it in.
Well, these are the spots we talked about, that 250, 350
So
range.
coming in up in lane 2, though, is Matt Quackenbush, the senior. You can see Coach Tom jumping up and down. Now there's Coach Todd says, turn it on. He's got the turn on signal from Todd with the Mohawk.
And here comes the legs.
Here's Tanny. 28.91, that's a little less. 3:43.
You mentioned
So he's about 2 seconds. He's right there. He still can do that 38.
Well, we know from Danny,
If he brings it back hard.
he's had to wait his turn with a lot of terrific distance swimmers around him, even in club as well. Had some frustrating moments.
So 4:11.92.
They call him go
Bring
27.
it back in a 27. He's got to have a 27. Bring it in. It's got to be a 27 low, too.
So he's really kicked it in here. Danny on the way home, last 25 for Danny Detchen. Already won the 200. He's going to win
And
the
here
500.
comes Quackenbush in lane 2. What a swim by him.
And Danny comes in at a 4:38.75.
4:38.75, just off of
That puts him at an altitude
All-American
adjustment of
consideration.
4:33.2, right?
4:38.75 gets you a 4:33.75, just off that 4:33.1.
Great swim by Danny Detchen.
Quackenbush in second, and in third place, that's Ralph Fiskus, the junior from Park City, with a 4:43.
So Danny takes the 200, takes the 500.
So he's back-to-back defending state champion.
So
with
now
a
what he needs,
4:38, best time of the year.
so now he needs to take the 400 relay, and then he and Jan go double-double.
I'm sorry, that 400 relay is all Olympus. It's going to be hard not to be just all Olympus on that.
I was just being, a little facetious on that. Yeah.
So, we get to have some excitement now because we have our next relays coming.
So 200-yard freestyle relay. Then Heat 1B final, lane 1 is Salem Hills. And that is Leary, Cook, Stout, Taya Stout, and Olivia Stout. Lane 2 is Bountiful, Tippets, Fowler, Miller, and Fenwick. Lane 3 is Maple Mountain, Perrins, Cook, Kasier, and Bassett. Lane 4 is Provo with Bonnet, Weeks, Fisher, and Atah. And then in lane 5 is Murray, Bernstein, Brimley, Propazinovich, Richter. And lane 6 is Lehigh, Zobrist, Smith, Ford, and Zermley. Lane 7 is Viewmont with Harris, Allen, and Henry. And lane 8 is Alpha with McDonald, Johns, Maggie McDonald, and then L North. So the first leg looking up in lane 6. In lane 6, that is Lehigh, Addison Zobrist. And she's going to give
Zobrist
way.
with a 26.13 with the fastest split.
And that's Rylan Smith now in the pool. And below her, Emma Brimley. Sydney Weeks in lane 4 for Provo. Lane 3, Lauren Cook with Maple Mountain. Maya Fowler and Bountiful in lane 2. And it's lane number 4. That's Provo and Sydney Weeks.
Sydney Weeks, she swam the 50 earlier. She splits a 25 flat, so your fastest split of your second swimmers by far, Sydney Weeks. What a great swim there, 25 flat.
Brings in
Sydney.
Lydia Fisher for Provo. But it's still not out of the woods yet. There's Murray's Stephanie Propazanovich in lane 5. In lane 6 is Liesl Ford. And then down to lane 3, back comes Maple Mountain, Maggie Kazier. And it's still Provo on that exchange, and it's Savannah Eatough.
Your best split there was from Bountiful, 26.35 from Jalen Miller.
Here comes lane 5, Kathleen Richter.
Trying to catch Savannah Eatough.
Kathleen Richter turning it on here down the stretch. Eatough may just get her, and
Eatough does get her. A great split, 24.89, an actual faster split, 24.80 by Richter, but just not enough pool. Provo holds on for the first place at the consolation final.
Sydney Weeks was
Sydney Weeks at 25.00. And then their anchor, Savannah, her teammate from club, with a 24.89. So Danny Detchen, your 500-yard freestyle 5A state champion, back-to-back. 4:38.75, and there they are, your boys 500-yard freestyle medalist. And now for the women's 200-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1 is Brighton, Sasavarich, Klein, Bradley, and Tho. Lane 2 is Wasatch, Ferguson, Haynes, Lay, and Harris. Lane 3 is Spanish Fork, Riding, and Parker. Lane 4.
Lane 4, we got Skyline. No, lane 5, actually, with us, and that is Madeline Morin, Eliza Arviseth, Kyle Lawson, and Colleen McWilliams. In lane 6 is Park City with Gretchen Lane, Kathleen Evans, Sophia Dunich, and Sarah Wall. In lane 7 is Highland with Eden Counterman, Olivia Dunn, Eleanor Plant, and Veronica Black. In lane 8 is Timpview with Maren Kelly, Elizabeth Jensen, Ava Hansen, and Lavinia Tarongoval. And your fastest qualifying team is Skyline in lane 4 with Isabella Williams, Becca Bringard, Jade Garstang, and Rachel Dalton. So here we go. The fastest and maybe the most fun of all the relays. And here we are in the championship heat. And a good start in lane 5 and lane 4. And that is Murray's Lauren Burns, that is Olympus's Madeline Morin and Skyline's Isabella Williams. And Morin makes the turn. Is going to give a lead to Olympus, as it'll be Eliza Arbuseth coming in for the Titans, and Becca Bringard comes in
it
for
was
the Eagles.
Brighton in lane 1 with the fast time, Hannah Sasaverich.
Hannah Sasaverich
with
gets
a
to go.
25-2-0.
We're totally blocked on lane 1, and that include worse so during the relays, as Brighton's still holding on down there in lane 1, as that's Chloe Klein. In lane 5 is Olympus, and that is Eliza Arbuseth, and she'll give way to Kaya Lawson. In lane 1 is Audrey Bradley.
The fastest split there is from Skyline, 25-1-0. That's Becca Bringard.
Here comes Skyline. Jade Garstang comes off the wall, and Garstang now has the lead for the Eagles.
Yes. What a turn for Garstang. Garstang split is at 23.84. The only one. 23, a full second ahead. A great split, 24.85.
The All-American butterflyer,
Kyla Lawson, but 23.84 for Jade Garstang.
And it's Rachel Dalton in the water with Colleen McWilliams.
Colleen trying to track her down.
Can Dalton hold her off? Colleen McWilliams down the stretch. Dalton reaches. And it is Olympus. Never count out Colleen McWilliams.
With a 23.88 split. We thought she was a distance person. She's a sprinter. A 23.88 for Colleen McWilliams to win the 200-yard freestyle relay.
She Lee's actor. Kinda.
She came 23.88. A nice split, 24.49.
You know what it was?
For Rachel Dalton, but a 23.88.
I keep mentioning this. We did the senior state back in August. She did the same thing to the youth swimmers.
So 139.51, 139.56, 5 100s. In third place, amazing. Spanish 4. Anchored by Maddie Partner with a 23.19. So the fastest split was actually Maddie Parker, which is an outstanding 23.19.
And we already know how good Maddie Parker is. She's an All-American.
So, an All-American, and then Colleen McWilliams. That, personally, I think that was Colleen's best swim thus far.
But you think about it, we just did 2 All-American swimmers. We had 2 All-American swimmers in that event.
Yes.
Garstang and Barker.
Wow.
And both of them underclassmen.
Yes.
As we go to the men's, they got a lot to live up to. Men's 200 freestyle relay. So lane 1's going to be Woods Cross, lane 2 Stansbury, lane 3 Alta, lane 4 Jordan, lane 5 Payson, lane 6 Lehigh, and lane 7 Timpview, lane 8 Murray. I'll try to get you those names. We wanted to take a moment there for those ladies, what they just laid out in that championship heat. So lane 1's Chom Jack, lane 2 is Barry, lane 3 is 2 for Alpha, lane 4 is Hershey, lane 5 is Bayard, and lane 6 is Hellwell, and lane 7 is Bunker for Timpview, and lane 8 is Gale from Murray, and it's lane 6. That's Ashton Hellwell, and actually might have lane 1 as well. Lane 1's Isaac Chom Jack comes in strong, but it's actually Payson with the lead.
With a 23.23 from Payson, that's Spencer Braren. The second leg, it's moved to the center of the pool. It looks like lane 5.
Lane 5 and lane 4. That'd be Brandon Judd in lane 5, Ethan Levitt in lane 4.
And the fastest split is lane 4. That's Ethan Levitt, puts down a 22.87.
And here comes lane 4 and Isaac Brockbank. He and Hiram Waters battling out lane 4, lane 5. Still not counting out lane 1 as Woods Cross hanging in there. Mark Listmeyer. As it's going to be lane 4, and it's Rob Barton coming in for Jordan. 23 in for Payson.
23.47 from Jordan's Isaac Brockbank.
Coons has it on the flip. But can he overcome the sophomore Robs Barton?
Robs Barton,
stroke
Talon
for stroke
Coons.
in the final 10. On the reach, it is Payson, Talon Coons, the junior, out-touches Robs Barton.
Coons with a 21.74. What a split. Nice split by Robs with a 22.29, but 21.74, the only sub-22 split for the consolation final. Now we're going to honor those top 3 relays for the girls. And Maddie Parker with that 23.19, she had the fastest split. What a split by Maddie Parker. And Jay Gartstand for Skyline with that 23.84 split. A tremendous split for Skyline. And to bring it home for the win, that 23.86 split for Colleen McWilliams may have been her best swim of the night. And there they are. And so now we're going to have some real fun with the boys. 200-yard freestyle relay. Box Elder in 1, Highland in 2, Brighton in 3, Skyline in 5, Wasatch in 6, Springville in 7, and Provo in 8. But in lane 4 is your Olympus relay of Van Brocklin, Turney, Ethan Astle, and Jack Saber. A different lineup. I mean, same swimmers, different order.
Well, they knocked Desert Hills out of the record books yesterday.
So the new record is 124.07. That's already an automatic All-American time. So these 4 boys are All-Americans already. Of course, Evan Van Brocklin continuing to pursue that 50 free record. The record is 20.69 for the leadoff. And the Billy Betts overall state record, 20.60.
So Van Brocklin in lane 4. They will get this off right here for
breaking out. He's coming in for the turn.
How about a lane 6? A good start there by Jaden
Hicken. Remember, he's coming for you too.
He's still furious over that 50, but here comes Van Brocklin.
What's it going to be for the leadoff?
Van Brocklin gives off
20.53. We have a new state record.
Billy Betson, the oldest state record in Utah swimming, is now gone. 1997, Billy Betts out of Logan, and it's gone. Evan Van Brocklin, the All-American, took it. Alexander Turney comes in. He's going to give it up to Ethan Astle.
21.95.
Now Olympus needs clean swims. Ethan Astle, a senior. All 4 of these swimmers seniors.
A close race for second.
And in second place, it's all close across the pool. Lane 3, 5, 6.
21.21.
Jack Saber. And remember, 124.07.
He won at 20.71. He can get under the wave.
Made the turn a 114 point. Here comes Saber.
124.
Saber's going to be close.
not going to be there.
Not going to beat it, but it's 1:25.80. But
So
a new state record in the 50 for Evan Van Brocklin.
So it's not a new record, but it is a new state record in the 50 freestyle.
So Skyline takes second. Brighton takes third. But what a swim from Evan Van Brocklin.
Okay, I did get a bit excited.
Hey, if we don't care, why are we doing it? You know?
Wow. We'll have to set those aside.
So we go to the B final, the 100 backstroke. In lane 1 is Campbell Keller from Olympus. Lane 2, Kate DeGaring from Alton. Lane 3 is Lauren Bigelow from Park City. Lane 4, Coco Riding from Spanish Fork. Lane 5, Brinley Waite from Springville. Lane 6, Allison Sweeney from Skyline. Lane 7 is Sydney Weeks from Provo. And lane 8, Grace Humbert from Highland. Well, and part of it is that we talked about the Billy Betts record earlier, that it's the oldest one, because Dave Lumberg's record went down. There was 1980, and then we have the 97 Billy Betts. But don't call me Billy Bats. Those of you who watch certain movies will know what I'm talking about. His record's now gone, 1997.
Yeah, that was a 1997. That's a 25-year-old record.
Yeah.
It's now gone. Took 25 years.
Who's gonna let Billy know? Is there a flip? Coco Riding in lane 4, but it's Campbell Keller in lane 1 out of Olympus with the lead at the turn at 50. But in lane 5 is Brinley Waite, the sophomore from Springville. But it's still lane 1, Campbell Keller out of Olympus, the sophomore. She went 1:02 yesterday. Could she break double O? It was 1:02 yesterday. She's got the lead in the B final out of lane 1 today. Getting under double O. Not quite. 1:00.55. And then Waite comes in at 1:01. And then Coco Riding 1:01.38. Nice swim out of lane 1 by Campbell Keller, the sophomore from Olympus. She and Malia Matsumori got to feel pretty good.
Yes.
Malia took it out of lane 8. She takes one out of lane 1.
So, needless to say, the Olympus girls are really doing well. It's down between, there's other teams here, but it's Olympus and Skyline, with the Skyline girls slightly leading those Olympus girls. But with these great swims, it's going to be close. It's not going to be close on the boys' side with the Olympus boys running away with it. And Skyline in second. Timpview trying to make a push on the girls' side too, but now
Detchen now has 3 medals as he gets a 200. So it's a 200 free, a 500 free gold, and then comes in third in the 200.
Danny with a 21.55 split. A 21.25 for the anchor for Skyline, Noah Williams. But that leadoff swim with a new state record for Evan Van Brocklen, 20.53. Your new state record in the 50-yard freestyle. And the same 4 members, Van Brocklen, Alexander Turney, Ethan Astol, and Jack Saber, they are All-Americans with an automatic All-American relay time from yesterday.
And Olympus relay, or qualified by Mr. Van Brocklen, was a new 5-day state record for the 50 freestyle.
Also, and in addition, that 20.53 is an automatic All-American 50 free time. So Van Brocklen with an automatic All-American 50 free.
Well, here we go to the women's 100-yard backstroke championship final. In lane number 1, a senior from Timpview is Sydney Phillips. In lane 2, a freshman from Murray, Kathleen Richter. In lane 3, a junior from Timpview, Annie Richner. In lane 5, lane 5 is a sophomore from Olympus, Taylor Hooten. In lane 6, a freshman from Brighton, Chloe Klein. In lane 7, a sophomore from Wasatch, American Brooks. In lane 8, a sophomore from Cottonwood, Natty Alonso. And in lane 4, with a qualifying time of 55:36, All-Matic All-American time. She's already an All-American. She's a freshman from Skyline, Jade Garstang. Jade Garstang in lane 4 very well could be the next Ryan White.
She is on track.
She's getting some push
you
here.
You don't want to
early.
say too much too soon. But
right. Get pushed early here from Taylor Hooten.
She is definitely on track. Out in a blazing 26.40. I feel good about this race.
Now look, she goes nearly over half the length of the pool underwater. Comes Jade Garstang. Taylor right there with her, just below her feet.
Look at that underwater, just over halfway before she pops to the wall.
Garstang.
What's it going to be?
Went 5:36 yesterday, 55:36 yesterday, goes 55:07 today.
55:07.
Ryan White's record is at 53:45.
Automatic All-American is 54.80, so just off it.
And Taylor Hooten's just off of All-American consideration time.
Yes.
Taylor Hooten goes at 56:52.
Annie
and
Richner.
She's just a sophomore.
Annie Richner, the junior, still has one more year with a 58.
So Jade Garstang very well is the swimmer of the meet. On the women's side.
Yeah, on the women's side,
Yeah.
it's going to be Jade. On the men's side, no question, it's Evan.
Right. Oh man, so let's go to the B final, the men's 100 backstroke. In lane 1, a junior from Cottonwood, Colin Wilkin. In lane 2, a senior from Woods Cross, Abel Chomchak. In lane 3, a sophomore from Olympus, Owen Hartman. In lane 4, a senior from Mountain View, Gage Tobias. In lane 5, a freshman from Skyline, Nash Hale. Lane 6, a sophomore from Alta, Josh Smith. Lane 7, a senior from Murray, Micah Black. And in lane 8, a junior from Jordan, Ethan Levitt. So lane 4, Gage Tobiasen, the senior. He's laying it down, isn't he? Gage's really going after it.
Gage is going for it.
54.49 was his time yesterday. Don't tell him you can't swim your way up. This senior's not going to leave anything in the pool.
Yeah. Gage is capable of under 54, and he's going for that today.
Well, Tobiasen comes in at a 52.95. Nice swim from Gage Tobiasen. That's a 2-second drop for Gage.
So Gage,
go down swinging.
he's going to go down to St. George and have a nice meet.
Yeah.
So many of these swimmers will be participating at the Utah State Senior Championships next week, where you have the combined 4A, 5A, 6A. We have some fast 3A swimmers this year. So they'll all be there at the Utah Senior Championships at Dixie State next week. All-American consideration time for the freshman. She's got a lot more, and a fine swim by Taylor Hooten. She's just a sophomore. The only senior in that final was Sydney Phillips. Swimming is on the rise in Utah. Now for the final for the men. In lane 1, Luke Johnson from Provo. Lane 2, Kevin Tu from Skyline. Lane 3, Will De La Garza from Olympus. Lane 5, Ian Connor from Olympus. Lane 6, Sean Honey from Timpview. Lane 7, Sebastian Roma, freshman from Park City. Lane 8, Gavin Holmberg, a senior from
Murray. And in lane 4, your fastest qualifier with a time of 51.07, a junior from Lehigh, Bryce Broadhead. One senior in this heat.
It means swimming's doing well in Utah.
Yes, it is. Hey, the Olympics come really quick. 2 Olympic bumps. Great start across the pool, but it is Broadhead at the 25 first. Price by a head length on the 50.
So a 24.70.
So Broadhead on the turn home, getting some pressure there from Ian Connor out of Olympus. Broadhead great underwater.
Great underwater. Broadhead trying to get under 51.07 yesterday. What can he do today? A 50.65, just off the All-American consideration time.
0.2 of a second, or 21 hundredths. All-American consideration is a 50.37. He was right there at a 56.5.
Followed by Ian Connor from Olympus, 51.71, and Will De La Garza from Olympus, 52.01.
So now we go to the 100 breaststroke. The B final, lane 1, a junior from Springville, Lily Brower. In lane 2, a sophomore from Lehigh, Addison Zobrist. In lane 3, a sophomore from Brighton, Lucy Kilkenny. In lane 4, a junior from Highland, Madeline Harward. In lane 5, a freshman from Beaumont, Malin Howe. In lane 6, a freshman from Box Elder, Taylor Nelson. In lane 7, a sophomore from Lehigh, Sydney Zernley. And in lane 8, a freshman from Salem Hills, Lene Nelson. Harward's time coming to this, a 109.33 yesterday. Pretty even. Now look it up in lane 5, and that's Malin Howe.
Freshman from Beaumont. The only one out under 32. She splits a 31.68.
Howe getting some pressure from lane 4. Madeline Harward. And it's Harward taking it maybe just by a hair. It is Harward pulling ahead just a little bit down the stretch.
A chase by 7.
Actually depends on the stroke, but it is Harward. Got her, they were kind of in between each other there. As Harward gets Howe by a couple hundredths of a second. And it's Sydney Zernley up in lane 7. Comes in 3rd. It's a 2-second drop for Zernley. And for Harward, the second drop, Ellie Howe. Malin, not Ellie Howe.
So
comes a 2-second drop.
Nice swim by Sydney Zernley, the sophomore from Lehigh. Okay, and there they are, your boys, 100-yard backstroke medalists, with your champion Bryce Broadhead with a 50.65. Now we'll move on to the girls' 100-yard breaststroke championship final. In lane 1 from Provo, Savannah Ito. For lane 2 from sophomore from Park City, Lauren Greenwell. Lane 3, a senior from Skyline, Lucy Johnson. Lane 5, a senior from Beaumont, Elle Decker. Lane 6, a freshman from Skyline, Elaine Liu. Lane 7, a freshman from Highland, Veronica Black. Lane 8, a senior from Bountiful, Sadie Duke. And in lane 4,
in lane 4, the time of 104.08, a senior from Olympus, Madeline Morin.
Madeline was 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field of swimmers.
So Madeline, lane 4. Going to 104.08. Nell Decker in lane 5 went a 106.05, and then Lucy Johnson went a 107. Everybody else went a 108. But Madeline setting down a pace in the first 50.
She's trying to get out quick. She's out in at 29, under 30, the only one. All the rest are 31 and higher.
We'll go on that 104, All-American consideration, 103.80. The state record, a 102. And Haley Altman.
Madeline could get under 104, 104.0 yesterday. Can she get there quicker today?
1 comes in at a 103.84,
just off the All-American consideration.
4 hundredths. 4 hundredths of a
In
second.
second from lane 6, the freshman from Skyline, Elaine Liu, with a 106.25, near 2-second drop. And in third place, Lucy Johnson, also from Skyline, the senior.
So now we move to the men's 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1, a freshman from Skyline, Young Peng Tao. In lane 2, a sophomore from Woods Cross, Justin Chamberlain. In lane 3, a junior from Skyline, Nicholas Skems. In lane 4, a senior from Skyline, Jacob Bishop. In lane 5, a junior from Skyline, Edison Yang. In lane 6, a junior from Brighton, Parker Fillmore. Lane 7, a senior from Bountiful, Tyler Orm. And in lane 8, a junior from Park City, Reef Yoked. So off that turn, we're straight across the pool. Look at that, 2 through 7. And actually 1. So we're 1 through 7 right across the pool. 8 right behind.
Yes, all 28s. 28.56, and lane 7 was the fastest.
Well, you don't get any closer than that, unless it's synchronized swimming. And maybe a little bit of distance there in lane 4 and 6. That would be Jacob Bishop in lane 4. And lane 6 is Parker Fillmore. And again, maybe lane 4, maybe lane 6. As they come to the wall, and it's 4. It's Jacob Bishop, and then Parker Fillmore. Nick Scams comes in third.
100.73. And so now for the awards for the girls 100-yard breaststroke.
High School, Madeline Moran.
And those are your girls' 100-yard breaststroke medalists. And now for the men's 100-yard breaststroke. I've been waiting for this one all night. I can't remember a time when we've had 4 All-Americans swimming breaststroke together in Utah, but we do tonight. In lane 1, it's Aravallo from Hillcrest. Lane 2, Aiden Salisbury from Cottonwood. Lane 3, Jack Saber. An All-American consideration time for the senior from Olympus. Lane 5, Alexander Turney, senior from Olympus, with an All-American consideration time. Lane 6, Bridger Sink, senior from Olympus, with an All-American consideration time. Bridger Smith, lane 7 from Lehigh. Abe Astle, lane 8 from sophomore from Olympus. 4 boys from Olympus in the final. But Jaden Hicken yesterday, the senior from Wasatch, with an automatic All-American time of 55.29. But now we have 4 All-Americans swimming against each other in the same heat, and it's going to be good. Yesterday, Jaden Hicken was out in a 25.70. Saber and Turney were out in 26.5, and Bridger Sink out in a 26.6. It looks like at the 25, that was lane 6. Bridger Sink possibly Turney first. Here's Alexander Turney. It was his state record that was taken away yesterday.
And it might be Astle at the 50.
So at the 50, it's Hicken with the 26.15, not quite as quick as yesterday.
Remember, Hicken was frustrated.
26.27.
Hicken was frustrated after
They were
the 50
different
free.
heats. They were different heats yesterday, but at lane 3, don't care now, Jack Saber. I mean,
There we go.
here we go.
The last 15.
It's too close to call.
Lane 2 coming on. Oh, pardon me, that's lane 3. And it is going to be Saber.
Jack Saber with
Saber
the
at a 56
56.0.
flat.
Jack Saber with the surprise win.
And 1500ths ahead of Bridger Sink.
You know, it's somewhat poetic that it's the 3 Olympus boys that go 1, 2, 3. Nothing against Jaden Hicken. He's going to have his state record. But what a swim by Jack Saber to finally get a gold medal in the 100 breaststroke. So you had Saber, followed by Sink, then Turney, the former state champion, and then Jaden Hicken. But 4 boys at 56. 5th place, a nice win by Bridger Smith with a 57.
So now we go to the final 4 swims of the 5A, not just the 5A season, but the high school swim season. As we go to the women's 400-yard freestyle relay. In lane number 1 in the B final is Box Elder with Ashton Wayand, Bailey Hodgkinson, Alexis Jensen, and Ellie Dixon. In lane 2 for Timpanogos is Abby Pickard, Evie Murdoch, Brayton Harris, and Taya Reiser. And lane 3 from Springville is Ellie Boyer, Madeline Maccabee, Reese McLean, and Brindley Wade. In lane 4, Salem Hills with Lene Nelson, Eva Nelson, Olivia Stout, and Maddie Graham. In lane 5 from Highland is Olivia Dunn, Kate Murdoch, Grace Humbert, Veronica Black. In lane 6 from Viewmont is Reese Allen, Sarah Spangenberg, Elle Decker, Gabby Henry. In lane 7 from Murray is Lauren Bernstein, Marin Walton, Stephanie Popozenovich, and Kathleen Richter. In lane 8 is Spanish Fork with Sophia Riding, Caitlin Thomas, Anna Colton, and Mara Erickson. So the 400-yard freestyle relay underway. The final will have the overture. I love that that's such a known tradition. Everybody's been worried about it because one year they didn't play it, and everyone's concerned they didn't. And then we won't have it back. Same thing, we figured out how to play it at Kearns last year.
Yes.
I'm almost positive. That seems like so many years ago. But a great start in lane 3 and lane 7. In lane 3 is Springville's Ellie Boyer. In lane 7, that's Lauren Bernstein.
So Ellie Boyer with the leadoff swim. She's trying to put down a 55.
And just behind her, lane 1, 2, 4, and 5. Is in the water and put lane 3 is Madeline Maccabee.
Ellie with a 56-54, the fastest split for the leadoff swimmers. The only one to bring her second 50 back in under a 30.
So Maccabee with even Nelson above her in lane 4 for Salem Hills. Keep an eye on what's happening in lane 1. That is Box Elder, and that's Bailey Hodgkinson into the water for the Bees. Still Springville in the lead in lane 3. Good split here by the sophomore, Madeline Maccabee. Reese McLean up on the block, ready to go, the junior for the Red Devils. So in comes Reese McLean. And then behind her will be lane 5 with Grace Humbert. Lane 4 is Olivia Stout. Up in lane 7, Murray still in there. Stephanie Propozinovich, the junior, in for the Spartans.
Springville trying to lead wire to wire.
The Springville relay went 3:51.65 yesterday. As Reese McLean will give way to Brinley Waite, the sophomore, and anchor for the Red Devils. They're going to take this B final. In lane 4 and 5, the right behind her, it'll be Maddie Graham coming in for Salem Hills, and in lane 5 will be Veronica Black. As in the water is Brinley Waite. In lane 3, and a strong charge already from Veronica Black in lane 5 for Highland. Lane 4, Maddie Graham with Salem Hills. They're just nipping at the hills here.
Trying to catch her club teammate, Brittany Waite. Maddie Graham coming, and in lane 5, that's Veronica Black, the freshman.
Region 9,
catch her.
Region 9 in the middle of the pool, and there comes Kathleen Richter up in lane 7. So they'll make the turn and come back lane 3 and lane 5. Brinley Waite in lane 3, Veronica Black in lane 5. Black might have about a shoulder length lead here. Coming in to the final couple of yards, and it's Black punching the wall. 3:48.46. Springville comes in second, 3:48.75. And Timpanogos comes in third at 3:50.39.
And now the medals for the boys 100-yard breaststroke.
In sixth place from Cottonwood, Aiden Salisbury. In fifth place from Lee, Lydia Smith. In fourth from Westside, Jaden Hayden. In third place from Olympus, Alexander Kearney. In second place to the time of
Again, it's showing how things are continuing to prove in Utah swimming with 4 All-Americans on the medal stand. All 4 of these swimmers have achieved All-American status. The top 4 there. And the first breaststroke medal for Jack Sabre. And there they are. Your boys 100-yard breaststroke finalists. Thank you. And now for the final women's 400-yard freestyle relay.
And we get ready for this A final, and well, a lot of fun. 3 swims left, and then the high school season's over. So in this championship final, will be in lane 1 out the high school with Kate DeGaring, a junior, with Ellie North, a junior, Clara McDonough, and Laura Glassman. In lane 2, will be Conwood, Lily Cole, Odessa Talbot, Ashley Salisbury, and Natty Alonso. In lane 3 is Park City with Sarah Wall, Kathleen Evans, Abby Dietrichson, and Gretchen Lane. In lane 5 will be Brighton with Audrey Bradley, Chloe Klein, Lucy Kilkenny, and Hannah Sasaverovich. In lane 6 is Wasatch with Meg Harris, Emerson Brooks, Lauren Snyder, and Isabel Moulton. In lane 7 is Timview with Annie Richner, Sydney Phillips, Lavinia Trongavau, and Annie Robinson. In lane 8 is Provo with Caitlin Bonnet, Sydney Weeks, Lydia Fisher, and Savannah Atah. And your fastest qualifying team in lane 4 is Olympus with Campbell Keller, Taylor Hooton, Kaya Lawson, and Colleen McWilliams.
And the top qualifier in lane 4 with a qualifying time of 3:41.08 is the team of Keller, Hooton, Lawson, and McWilliams from Olympus.
Here we go in the girls' final. The overture should be starting any moment now. The final of the 400-yard freestyle. There it is. You could feel the panic in the stands. They weren't playing it. Lane 2 out to a good start. Lane 2, lane 3, lane 4. In lane 2, that is Collingwood, Lily Cole, the junior. Lane 3 is Park City, Sarah Wall. Lane 5, how about a lane 7? That is Annie Richner. Right now it's lane 3 with a slight advantage going into the wall. That is Sarah Wall. And coming in the water for Park City is going to be Kathleen Evans. So in comes Evans, and it's lane 7 and second. That is Sydney Phillips. As Richner did a good job to get a start for Tipview.
But Park City had the fastest with Sarah Wall.
Hitting the water fast as Brighton's Chloe Klein. She had some ground to make up, and she did so. She pulled into second place. And now edging her way to first. As they will flip for the final 50. And it's still Cottonwood's Odessa Talbot just ahead of Chloe Klein. And Klein maybe just overtook her here in the final 25. We'll see. There's lane 4 getting it going. That is Taylor Hooten. 3, 4, 5 in a dead heat. That's Park City Olympus and Brighton. Coming in for Park City, Abby Dietrichson. For Olympus, Kaya Lawson. And for Brighton, Lucy Kilkenny. Klein with sub 30. And how about the 28.6 split there for Olympus's Taylor Hooten. Because right now it's lane 4, and that's Olympus and Kaya Lawson, the senior. Lucy Kilkenny trying to keep within striking distance to give Hannah Sasaverovich a shot at Colleen McWilliams. It's about a body length lead now for Olympus. Abby Dietrichson is digging and trying to give some ground for her anchor as well. But here comes Colleen McWilliams into the water. For Brandon comes in Hannah Sasaverovich, and now Gretchen Lane in for Park City. And then up in lane 7, it's Tim View and Annie Robinson.
But it's all Olympus.
It's all Olympus. You never count out Colleen McWilliams, and you never doubt that she can hold on to a lead.
But here comes Hannah.
Hannah Sasaverovich, and then up in lane 7, here comes Annie Robinson.
She's a junior.
The final 25 of the girls' season in high school swimming in Utah. It'll be Colleen McWilliams, and then it's a battle for second. And it looks like it's going to be Brighton coming in second as McWilliams comes in 3:36.75, a 27:08 split. As Sasaverovich comes in, and then third place is Timpview up in lane 7.
Timpview, what a strong showing by Timpview there at the end.
Annie Robinson closed that out.
So Timpview makes the podium. The Timpview coach a little bit nervous. He had a relay decluded.
Yeah.
Disqualified for an early takeoff earlier.
So now we go to the last 2 swims of the Utah High School swim season. We'll have this heat, and then we'll award the girls champions. So in the B final, lane number 1 for Cottonwood is Bodie Anders, Colin Loken, Packard Lewin, and Aiden Salisbury. Lane 2 is Wasatch with Morgan Simies, with Davis Moore, Stockton Orr, and Max James. In lane 3 is Highland with Asher Vorwaller, Joshua Maeda, Charlie Balcom, and Logan Brown. In lane 4 is Jordan with Ben Dulong, Ethan Levitt, Isaac Brockbank, and Rob Spartan. In lane 5 is Box Elder with David Draney, Cale Bodley, Roman Nowell, Ethan Ward. And in lane 6 is Lehigh with Matthew Pendleton, Andrew Pullum, Bridger Smith, and Bryce Broadhead. In lane 7 is Woods Cross with Lee Hunter, Justin Chamberlain, Isaac Chomjack, and Abel Chomjack. And in lane 8 is Payson with Spencer Barron, Brandon Judd, Hiram Waters, and Talon Coons. A strong start in lane 7, and in lane 2, Hunter Lee and Morgan Seamies.
Lane 1, Bodie Anders, the freshman.
And lane 1, Bodie Anders, the freshman.
At the wall it is Bodie with the 23:47 with the fastest split. Bodie trying to go sub 50 for a leadoff.
So Anders still with the lead. As he'll come in, and he'll give way to Colin Loken. And lane 3 coming off that wall is Asher Vorwaller.
So it is Bodie who does go sub 50 with a 49.95.
And then lane 3, that is Highland and Joshua Maeda. And lane 2 is Wasatch, and that is Davis Moore. And the scream you're hearing is Tiffany still celebrating. Colin Loken still in first. Holding on there for Cottonwood. In lane 3 is Highlands Joshua Maeda. Lane 2, Stockton Orr. Lane 4 is Davis Moore. In lane 4 is Ethan Levitt. Lane 5, Cale Bodley. Lane 6 is Andrew Pullum. Lane 7 is Chamberlain. Lane 8 is Judd. And Cottonwood still in first place through 2 lengths. And into the water, lane 4. A good start for Isaac Brockbanks. In the water for Cottonwood is Lewis Packard Lewin. For Wasatch is Stockton Orr, and for Highland is Charlie Balcom. And now it's Wasatch taking the lead as Cottonwood falling back, and Jordan in the second.
But Jordan, Isaac Brockbank's going to take the lead, and he gives to Robs Barton. And it's going to be tough to catch Robs for this consolation final.
So here comes lane 4, and Robs Barton, the sophomore. And he will have the lead with 100 to go in the B final. Given charge is lane 2, and that is Max James. Lane 5 is Ethan Ward.
Rob splits a 23 flat. Box Elder and Lehigh both with 22s. That's Logan Brown. Lehigh's Bryce Broadhead's coming.
And it's going to be Robs Barton holding on for Jordan. The Beat Diggers take the consolation final. And then it's Lehigh up in lane 6. The name feel bad.
A strong
Bryce Broadhead.
Bryce Broadhead.
And then Box Elder comes in third. Ethan Ward, a good split the end.
So we'll be now awarding the girls 400-yard freestyle relay. And then we will be ready for our final event of the night to see if Olympus, they have changed their lineup for their 400 freestyle relay. Jack Saber only swam 3 events yesterday, is eligible for a 4th today. He's been placed on the relay. So it's a new lineup to see if they can improve on their state record time from yesterday. One of the most excited relays I've seen all day was that Timpview girls relay, who was in 6th place, but was happy to see that they were going to be on the podium for a medal. So qualified 6th, but jumped up to 3rd and made the podium. And I haven't seen 3 more excited girls than they were.
No. Well, it took me a
celebrating with their coach.
Well, we heard this like screaming after the first leg of the relay. And what happened? I was trying to figure it out. And I looked down. I see the girls cheering with their coach, or celebrating with their coach.
So that's Annie Richner, Sydney Phillips, Lavinia Deraguval, and Annie Robinson for Timpview. For Brighton, it's Audrey Bradley, Chloe Klein, Lucy Kokini, and Hannah Sasha-Berich. And then your Olympus, that's Campbell Keller, Taylor Hooten, Kaya Lawson, and Colleen McWilliams. I think I may have mixed up earlier Colleen and Madeline Moran, who's going to Colorado Mesa. Apologize for that. But your champions is the Olympus team for the 400-yard freestyle relay. And as they turn around and wave to the camera, there they are, your girls champions. And now for our final event of the night, and it's going to be a good one.
All right, the last swim of the 2022 high school swim season in Utah. It's a championship final in the men's 400-yard freestyle relay. And lane number 1 from Park City, Ralph Fiskus, Keegan LG, Jameson Taylor, and Sebastian Rona. In lane 2 from Springville, Augie Riley, Nathan Anderson, Kobe Jefferson, and Austin Mertz. In lane 3 for Skyline is Alexander Stewart, Lucas Keel, Adam Sinclair, and Kevin Tu. In lane 5 is Brighton with Bruce Kim, Bridger Nielsen, Xander Nelson, and Daniel Detchen. In lane 6 for Timpview, Sean Honey, Isaac Samt, Elijah Whitney, and Seti McFarland. In lane 7 is Spanish Fork with Caleb Phelan, Carter Jones, Ben Hansen, and Felix Zarnecki. And in lane 8 is Alta with Isaac Ridge, Ryan Watt, Griffin Tasker, and Josh Smith. And the fastest qualifying time in All-American consideration time is Olympus with Ian Connor, Ethan Astle, Jack Saber, and All-American Evan Van Brocklin.
So with this relay, with Jack Saber added, they could improve on yesterday's time. It's a different order with Ian Connor leading off.
And there we go. The history on the cusp of things. We start a great start and get a lane 7 out the great starts. That's Hunter Lee.
That's Spanish Forks, Caleb Phelan. It's his last high school swim as a senior.
And probably Caleb Phelan. And here we go. Ian Connor.
22:45. Ian Connor's first 50.
Caleb Phelan up there in lane 7.
He was 22:57 with a relay start yesterday, so Ian Connor's having a nice leadoff. Can he improve on that?
Well, in comes Connor. Bruce Kim giving him pressure there from Brighton. And coming in the water for Olympus is going to be Ethan Astle. In for Brighton is Bridger Nielsen.
47.48.
Well, how about Bridger Nielsen? That first 25.
Okay.
Hey, you got to believe it.
Brighton is coming to swim.
Bridger Nielsen hanging right with Ethan Astle.
Ethan Astle split a 47.55. His first split was a 22.34. Yesterday it was a 22.57.
The junior Nielsen said, hey, I'll take the challenge. And here comes Ethan Astle down the stretch, the senior. And they're neck and neck in 4 and 5. And into the water comes Jack Saber for Olympus, and for Brighton comes Xander Nelson.
34.29. So that's a 46.71, 46.81.
And now Jack Saber. How about this
Jack
first 50?
Saber.
21.85 in his first 50.
Out in a 21.85. He's going for it.
And still
he
on
wants
his
a
heels.
46 split.
Xander Nelson's right on his hip.
Danny Detchen anchoring for Brighton, but it's Evan Van Brocklin, and you're not going to catch him.
And Van Brocklin
Danny.
with the lead as well. So in the water, Van Brocklin. Then comes Detchen.
A 2:20.57. So that's a 46.28 split. So they're at 2:20.57.
And here comes Van Brocklin.
They're going to be in rarefied air. Van Brocklin splits a 21.35 going out. If Van Brocklin comes back at a 45, they could be a 3:05.
Well, here comes Van Brocklin. That
it's
time
going
was
to
a
be
3:08.65.
faster than the record. It's going to be a 306. Can they get to 305 territory?
And here comes Van Brocklin into the wall. Van Brocklin
A 305.98,
305.98.
an automatic All-American.
305.98 for Olympus.
Unbelievable. A 308.65, an All-American consideration time for Brighton. What a great time for Brighton. Danny Detchen brings it home.
2 All-American times, 1 automatic, 1 consideration, 1 record.
Oh, what a finish to the state high school season. We've got Olympus with a new record. We've got Brighton with an All-American consideration. A closeout for the seniors, Van Brocklin and Detchen. What a finish.
Paul,
unbelievable.
Folks, Paul loves swimming. What a way to finish. We talked about the finishes we've had in this meet. We've had the relay finishes at the very beginning. We had a double gold touch. We had 4 All-American times in the breaststroke. We had All-American times from Evan Van Brocklin. He broke the oldest record in the record books from 1997, Billy Betts' 50-yard freestyle record. You got Olympus 6 relays in 2 days. They set 5 state records.
5 state records.
We broke records they set yesterday. All but 1 was reset today. They go 5 for 6 in resetting records.
This has been the greatest high school state swim meet in Utah history.
Didn't even mention
Bar none.
Didn't even mention Jade Garstang goes All-American as a freshman in 2 events.
Wow.
Colleen McWilliams. The whole thing today.
So, and Evan Van Brocklin, All-American individually in 3 events. They're in the swims in this meet. And then 3 relay swims of All-American. 6 separate All-American swims.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Just
unbelievable.
Absolutely unreal. And you see how good a team can be when you're the... Why is it on the tracks they have a dog chasing a rat or whatever it is? Well, because that's what Olympus was with Brighton. You look at the splits you got out of Brighton from Bridger Nielsen chasing down Ethan Astle. You had Xander Nelson hanging out with Jack Saber. And Danny Detchen just chasing down Van Brocklin. And look where they go. They go at 3:08.65. They came in today at 3:17.94 yesterday.
A 9-second drop.
9-second drop.
With the same 4 guys.
And I got to hand it to Bridger Nelson. Bridger Nielsen got on the water and said, I'm going for it. And that dude, for 100 yards, went after Ethan Astle.
And had the swim of his life.
We're going to try to catch our breath. We'll send it to a break just real quick. We're going to have we have the coach of the year, the swimmers of the meet. We'll go through the state champions. Paul and I will we'll try to get our wits about us. We'll be right back. You're watching the 2022 5A State Championship Swim Meet on KSLSports.com.
Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Gear up, get out, and get moving. Locally owned and operated since 1995, visit us at saltlakerunning.com today.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
What? Brighton was DQ'd
Well, we got some bad news that's going to be announced here in just a minute. Brighton's relay was disqualified.
In 7th place, Alva. In 6th place, Spanish Fort. In 5th place, Park City. In 4th place, Springdale. For the following 3 teams, please report to the podium and the 400 freestyle relay. In 3rd place, for the time of 3 minutes, 2:27.
We're back on. We're going to have the announcement here in just a second as we're doing our top 3 finalists of what we had, and if what we've seen is accurate. Yeah, Brighton was disqualified. So we don't have an explanation yet if it was an early leave or.
Had to be an early takeoff. It's the only thing that you can get disqualified for in a freestyle relay.
Oh, that's just heartbreaking.
That is heartbreaking.
But that doesn't take away what we saw. I mean, an automatic All-American time and a new record. This Olympus relay, a 3:05.98.
And it did put Timpview into second. The Timpview boys there with 3 seniors and the junior Sean Honey, Isaacson, Elijah Whitney, and Sebby McFarland. The Skyline boys, Alexander Stewart, Lucas Kill, Adam Sinclair, and Kevin Tu in third. And then your champions from Olympus, Ian Connor, 47.48, Ethan Asto, 46.81, Jack Saber, 46.28, and Evan Van Brocklin anchoring with a 45.41. What a great swim. Great for Timpview. The Skyline boys did make the podium, but after that, I mean, it was a tremendous relay. Just absolutely tremendous relay with Brighton. And it's part of sports.
Yeah.
It's a character building one.
You know.
Every year the Utah Association presents to 4 special awards. The female coach of the year, male coach of the year, female swimmer, and male swimmer of the year. John Rand, who is the president of the Utah Swim Coaches Association, will present the awards. The first award we'd like to present is to the female coach of the year. This goes to the High School, Jefferson McLean.
So, in somewhat of a surprise, the female coach of the year goes to Timpview's Jefferson McLean. Well deserved. As I said, we witnessed the Timpview girls celebrating with their coach. I've never seen girls as excited as they were at the end of that 400 free relay.
Is Olympus High School's Tom Foreman. And this year's female swimmer of the year, picked by the Mystic PowerPoint rating, is Skyline High School's Jade Garstad. And freshman. Congratulations, Jade. And This year's male swimmer of the year, a senior from Olympus High School, Evan Van Rockland. Congratulations.
So not surprising, Skyline takes 3, or takes 2, and Olympus takes 2. Well, I tried Timpview.
Timpview, who's going to be just off from the trophy celebration. It was very close for the. It was very close in the women's, as we'll see here in a moment.
In 26th place, Mountain View. 25th East, 24th Warren. In 23rd is Lehigh. 22nd.
Still waiting on the board to change here for us.
19th, and 18th, Easton Hills. 17th, Farmville. 16th, Wood Cross. 15th, Murray.
So we're going to apologize to you watching here on the stream. They have not updated the boards. It's not a glitch on our end. They just haven't updated it.
In 10th place, Fremont High School. In 9th place, Cottonwood High School. In 8th
There we go.
is Highland High School.
You're hearing stoppits down there. And how about that finish? Timpview and Skyline. 1 point. There's oh, there we go. It was just late. Just wanted to make it a little more dramatic.
In 4th place, Park City High School. In 3rd place, Timpview High School. 202. And Skyline High School scoring 218 points. 2nd place, over the senior trophy. Skyline High School.
I can tell you as a PA guy, people don't always listen to you. You tell them, go get it. You did take second, you could have it on the board. And
There they are, Skyline High School, 2nd place for the women.
And they, what's pretty amazing about that, as you can see, Skyline High School did that with those 8 girls.
right.
They got 2nd place with 8 girls. I'll check and see.
So,
And there they are.
yeah,
Skyline High
when
School.
when you have 8 swimmers, they better score. That's the thing. The 8 swimmers, you get 4 events, you better score.
I mean, 4 in what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They had 9 girls that scored points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 9.
So I think the rule of thumb
1,
is
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So obviously the rule is if you're going to swim on our team, you better be able to score points in the state tournament.
Well, you know, that's how college recruiting has become.
Yeah.
You got to be able to score points for the team.
As you see, Olympus. And this Olympus swimming, I mean, this feels like old Brighton.
Yes.
Do you think that 2011 meet when all the records were still standing with Long Gutierrez and Minor and all?
But it wasn't this dominant. I mean, that group of Olympus boys have really done something special this year.
So congratulations to Olympus, the girls state champions. I mean, and there's no drama in knowing who won the boys state championship.
Yeah.
I mean, Olympus boys.
Well, you know how we had so many points in 6A for the girls.
Right.
There for Lone Peak.
What?
For Lone Peak dominating. Olympus boys exceeded that.
In 7th place is Lehigh. 6th place, Park City. And tied in 4th place between View and Spanish Fork.
Falling in the pool at the end.
108 points. And finishing second this year with a score of 301 points, Skyline High School.
So Skyline of 301 points. And you think of these Skyline boys, you know, the girls and all that. But these boys, man, it was get in events and place, just like the girls. But it's what they did. This boys team.
It was just amazing.
Because you have a meet that's dominated by Olympus, and you go through the Skyline lineup, and it was get in the event and score points. Don't need to hit home runs.
Yeah.
Get guys on base and move them around.
And that's what they did.
So you see the boys from Skyline going to have that, and then and Paul, as you said, you know, I mean, this is the best boys team in the history of Utah swimming. I mean, you go 1, 2, 3 in the breaststroke, and all of them are All-American times. It's one thing to go 1, 2, 3 and have 1 All-American times. Okay. You go, wow, that's amazing. You had 2 All-American times. Okay. You had 3 All-American times. That's amazing. And there they are. I mean, Ethan Astle, Evan Van Brocklin, Jack Saber. I mean,
and you look at all of the different, you know, swimmers that they had. I mean, Will De La Garza, Alexander Turney. I mean,
yeah, Bridger Sink, Ian Connor.
Yes.
Just absolutely outstanding.
Yes.
But again, Paul, we talk about maybe the best meet in the state's history. All the All-American times.
All the All-American times. I think it has to be the best meet. Our near historian, Todd Etherington, although it'll be hard for him to do with the ending of the meet, but he'll figure it out for us.
Oh.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Another day.
At some point. At some point. Well, Paul, let's sign off again. Congratulations to Olympus. Absolutely dominating both men's and women's sides of this. Skyline, a solid meet. I mean, most years that we've covered, that they may win both sides of those amount of points. But when you've got Olympus boys doing what Olympus boys did, it's still a great night for Skyline swimming.
Great night for Skyline, and just I mean, I can't remember a time where we had an individual who did automatic All-Americans in, the 200 IM, the 100 fly, a 50 free lead off, and all the relays. And so, what an amazing feat.
Wow. Jordan Tiffany-esque, if not
Yes.
more.
Yes. But with the supporting cast.
Yeah. Absolutely outstanding. Evan Van Broecklyn, a terrific high school career. And they get geared up for next weekend. Well, these guys,
And
but their high
it's
school
going to be
season's done.
exciting. It's great for Utah swimming and the Utah Senior Championships next week in St. George. It's going to be great.
And I think what's even more fun is how many sophomores and freshmen are out there. We kept mentioning it. The main reason is this means that this isn't going to stop. In 4 more years, we're going to have a meet more like this in 4 years when you got this many sophomores and freshmen setting records. So congratulations once again to Olympus men and women winning state championships, and Skyline taking home titles as well, taking second place on both sides. So many All-Americans. Congratulations to our coaches of the year and our swimmers of the year as well. And Paul, another fun year calling swimming here at the state championships, but we'll do it all again really, really soon. But for Paul Larson, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching the 2022 5A State Championship Swim Meet on KSLSports.com. Basketball tournament starts next week. Look out for our bracketology videos. Danny and I will be doing all 30 games between the Huntsman Center and the Marriott Center. We got 12 games next week. We don't stop moving right here on Game Night Live Rewind. For Paul Larson, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching KSLSports.com's coverage of the 2022 5A State Championship Swim Meet.